coming into this, I would imagine these kids are acclimated and ready to go.
Quentin Anderson will get us started here. It's the Peachtree Sports Network, not just the state of Georgia, but all across the continental United States, getting ready to begin the 2024 season. 2 games tonight, 2 more tomorrow. We'll have a couple of games for you there on Friday, and then 4 on Saturday from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. It's one of our favorite traditions. It's the way we start everything off. So with LaGrange in blue, with Douglas in gold and white, we will say welcome to high school football in 2024. And with that, we're underway. Ball deep into the end zone for a touchback. That is where Douglas will go on offense to start things off.
See the traditional kickoff. You won't see that on Saturdays. On Saturdays, exactly. On Sundays for sure in NFL. But traditional kickoff there, good opener for LaGrange.
It is indeed, as Kaylee Manziel told you, a lot of experience for this Douglas team. We'll see some of that. Obviously, we'll be watching number 0 all day long. You'll also see John Wilson coming out here. That's the veteran starting quarterback. We'll keep our eye on him there as well. And when you take a look at the offensive lineman there as well, keep your eye on Xavier Canales there as well. Another major prospect there for that Douglas team. Of course, all of this brought to you by the Rome Floyd County Chamber of Commerce here today. John Wilson in shotgun on first down. He'll fake the handoff, pull it back, keep it himself, and get up to about the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at this LaGrange defense.
Trips.
Yeah, LaGrange defense here really quick. The Grangers, obviously, for decades have been terrific on that side of the football. This year, certainly no difference. You got Nehemiah McLaughlin up front along with Braylon Smith and Isaiah Pink. Obviously, take a look at the linebackers. Noah Outland also wearing number 0. We'll be watching him a lot today. And once again, that brought to you by the Rome Floyd County Chamber of Commerce. There's a pass caught on second down to Corky. Carter brings that home. And Douglas will move the chains on the first completion of the afternoon for John Wilson, making it 1st and 10 once again.
And they are going fast. They're back up on the line of scrimmage again. Looking to the sideline, getting a play call. Trips, 3-by-1 again for Douglas.
Ball sits right near the 37. Wilson faking the handoff, kind of a little pop pass RPO. This time could not connect with the Corky Carter, though, and that'll bring up second down.
And he had some heat on that ball.
Yeah, Wilson's a guy we broadcast before, kind of that veteran presence for this Douglas team. And, you hear Stanley Pritchett, some of the things that he's been saying during the preseason. I think he feels very comfortable putting a lot of this offense on Wilson. Obviously, Jonte Gilbert is a name on both sides of the ball. A lot of fans feel like they know, but Wilson's a big part of what's going to make this Astros team hum. You see a handoff there coming on second down.
Great job. Penetration there by LaGrange. Defensive lineman, interior guys just got a hold of the Douglas running back before he ever got going downhill. Brings up 3rd and about 7 for Douglas here on the opening drive.
Getting a look there at Antoine Watkins, the senior running back. Sitting now here on a 3rd down. Keep there on the left side of that offensive line with Xavier Canales over there. Wilson looks left, throws into traffic, and it's going to be complete and 1st down yardage right there at midfield. Nice strike there by Wilson to keep this drive alive.
Great job there, just setting down in that zone in between 3 LaGrange defenders. Wilson allows his guys to get downfield, and a nice job by the wide receiver just to set in that open area and move the chains on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that was the senior Deontay White who hauled that one in. And a crispness to Douglas to get things started here.
22 seniors, man. That's impressive for a 3A school.
Representing the Atlanta public school system. And there's John Wilson on 1st down. Going to keep it himself and try to dart his way into Granger territory. Out of bounds right there near the 41-yard line. About 9 for him on 1st down.
Great job by Deontay White. 6'4", 215-pound defensive end. Tight end, excuse me. He just walls off the LaGrange defensive end. And nobody really touched Wilson until he was 8 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Saw White make a catch earlier, getting the block right there. So a big part of this drive at the moment. That'll bring up 2nd 1, maybe 2nd 2, based on where the ball is where the ball is placed. Looked like he got 9 on the carry, and they may have backed him up a yard after that. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kaylee Manziel's down in the host position, trying not to melt. We're up here in the palatial press box where we should be.
Got some movement there. First thing I'll notice, Brandon, here, it looks like going to be movement against Douglas.
Delay a game. Offense.
Delay game.
Penalty. Repeat.
First thing I kind of noticed just off the hoof is the size difference between the Douglas offensive line and the three-man front of LaGrange.
Let's take a look at our officials here, brought to you by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Dietrich Hutchins is our referee. Nathan Harris, Keelan Calloway, Brandon Shelby, Kelvin Murphy, all a part of this veteran officiating crew. We're glad to have them here today. Once again, brought to the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Slam down to the 45-yard line. Not much doing that time for Antoine Watkins. Raylan Smith there to wrap him up.
Yeah, he's the guy so far has been kind of wrecking a little bit of havoc there in the inside and the middle for LaGrange. Penetration again. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, 3rd down here coming up again. Wilson going to keep it himself. Now trying to throw middle of the field, and it's incomplete. That would have been 1st down yardage, but not able to bring it in. That brings up 4th down, and a quick decision by Stanley Pritchett. Wholesale change for him, looking like he wants to punt.
Interesting here on this side of the field. Early in the game, got a little momentum, but good stop there by LaGrange.
Bryson Cockrell, the senior, will be back deep to receive this for the Grangers. Jonte Gilbert, who does a little bit of everything for the Astros, will be the punter. He's looking almost rugby style. Now gets it away, gets a high one. And it's going to touch a Granger and then fall there at the 23-yard line. Douglas says it has it, but LaGrange is going to hold on to it.
What do we talk about every year this time of year?
Yeah.
For the first 3 weeks of high school football, special teams, special teams, special teams.
And you joked about this. Obviously, the NFL is making rule changes because special teams is almost not even a part of that league anymore.
Yes.
If you like special teams, high school football is for you because literally anything can happen on any special teams play. Either team could score a touchdown.
Yeah,
I mean,
10, 12 plays a game. You have to understand where everybody is because it counts in high school and special teams.
You see our LaGrange starters on offense brought to you by the Rome Floyd County Chamber of Commerce. Dylan Barber's a transfer quarterback. He's a junior stepping in. He's going to be expected to do a lot for this group here this year. Obviously, Malachi Fannon's a running back we've already told you about, and a nice carry there for Barber on 1st down. Kind of showing what he can do with his legs. He had a long touchdown run in a scrimmage going back to last week.
On the play, 2nd down 2 from the 31.
Nice play there, gained about 7. That was a design quarterback's keeper.
Of course, watch for number 0 on the Douglas side all day long. That's Jonte Gilbert. Hand going the way of Fannin right there on 2nd down.
Ball out to number 2, Malachi Render Fannin.
Gilbert's going to be on the bottom of your screen at corner.
And Draco Griggs. Gain of 1. 3rd down.
And obviously, Rusty, one of the things we'll watch today is you see the Douglas starters on defense, once again brought to you by the Rome Floyd County Chamber of Commerce. Gilbert does wear number 0. Not the only talented player on this Douglas defense, but certainly a name that a lot of folks are being paying attention to, as it looks like there's going to be a penalty.
Delay a game. I'm sorry. Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Stop the play. 1st down.
When you look at Gilbert's college profile, obviously that ongoing debate of is this a quarterback, is this a safety?
Mm-hmm.
How much of a game like this on TV could really be a demonstration for Gilbert that he really is an SEC, Georgia level, cornerback right now?
I mean, you see how comfortable he is. That's the position he wants to play.
Barber in trouble, getting chased down, trying to come up from behind and make the stop. Barber takes a big hit right there at the 40-yard line.
That was Gilbert.
Flag comes in. Was that Gilbert that laid the lumber there?
That came up.
Perhaps a step out of bounds, maybe.
Let's see what we got here. But that's one thing, talking about him just for a second, watching tape on him this week, he will flash in a heartbeat on tackling. He's not afraid to stick his face up in there playing defensive back, and he showed in a hurry there. It'll be interesting. The coaches are huddled up. The referees are huddled up.
Personal foul. Defense. Leg hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty. Result of the play. 1st down.
You start talking about nerves early in the season. Kids really anxious when trying to make a play. You got to know where you are on the sideline, especially in a play like that.
Yeah, and obviously eager to kind of make that first
no
big
doubt.
play of the season.
He knows a lot of eyes are on him.
So the extra yardage puts LaGrange into Astro territory here.
Like the legs on Barber here, quarterback in LaGrange.
Yeah, he looks good with his legs. Had a long touchdown run, as I said last week, in a scrimmage performance. This time handing the ball off to Fannin Fannin fighting his way down to the 41-yard line. Got about 4 that time, maybe. Of course, you see some of the other scores, or I should say the other matchups we'll be showing you throughout the week here. This is first of 2 for us tonight. Kell Longhorns will play in their own stadium a little bit later on against the North Atlanta team, trying to find its 3rd straight win in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. And, of course, as we show you those scores all week long, we appreciate our friends at Breda Pass Management making it possible. Here's Fannin spinning his way to the 35. 6 more for him. And another first down for the Grangers.
Bread and butter for the Grangers there. Run a counter, back this way, backside. Good job blocking that up front.
Enjoying having LaGrange in this year's event. This is one of the historic programs in Georgia, and obviously Matt Napier kind of trying to restore some of that heritage. I think it's great for events like this for us to show parts of the state that maybe some of our audience maybe not quite as familiar with, but obviously long, long history, many, many state championships. And as you see, Barber going to go straight ahead on a design run, but Douglas was there to meet him.
And West Georgia has typically had some really good football teams, but we're going to see 2 this week, LaGrange and Callaway. We're going to do that Callaway game on Friday night against Cass. And 2 programs there with Pete Wiggins and Matt Napier out of West Georgia that have traditionally just been really good and put out a lot of players. So it's good for those guys to get an opportunity to play on TV, and both of them jumped at the opportunity to play in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic.
Nice stop by the sophomore defensive lineman John Amova there, and obviously Napier not only leading the way at LaGrange now, but obviously a long-time part of that Callaway program, too. 15 years as offensive coordinator and had great success there.
Yeah, he was OC. I remember going down and covering Terry Godwin.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, play first down.
So some early penalties here, a little bit of an issue for Douglas.
3-by-1 set. Trying to spread them out a little bit.
Change of pace here at running back. Caden Thomas comes in as the tailback. He'll have the handoff fake to him, and Barber going to keep it himself once again, trying to find the sideline. He'll scamper for another LaGrange first down.
And that's hard to defend. That linebacker has got to close. He's got him one-on-one. He was not able to get him to the ground. What you see is a first down, basically just a quarterback sweep.
And obviously Napier, really, you talk about, his time as offensive coordinator at Callaway. One of the things that gets a big job for him, like LaGrange, was their history of scoring points, and that's something that he's also done very well as he goes into year 5 here at LaGrange, too. Barber hands the ball off, and it's a big hit there in the backfield. There to bring him down quickly was the senior Marcavius Grimes.
Yeah, that was a little different there. They brought pressure on first down, unblocked almost. Tell you, man, Douglas on the hoof, it looked good. I mean, this is, and the one thing I noticed, I look at their tent on the sideline over there, and all the guys are not playing both ways.
Yeah, that's obviously when you think about a 3A school, you're thinking about numbers, you're thinking about that kind of depth. To me, just by looking at the sideline, this is a Douglas team that appears to have more program depth than times we've shown them in the past. Obviously, Stanley Pritchett doing a good job recruiting his own hallways when it comes to that. Here is Barber once again on second down. Time to throw, looking to throw, man open, but could not connect. Bryson Cockrell was the intended receiver. That's a name we'll call a lot today, but couldn't quite connect that time.
Yeah, I believe he came in motion right there. They tried to sneak him on the backside there. They had two wide receivers running vertical, and he comes underneath almost on a little wheel route. Just could not get there.
Yeah, well-designed play.
Yep.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 14 now. Barber once again. Pressure coming. Eludes it for now. Trying to buy himself some time. Now going to throw it, and it's caught inside the 10. Still on his feet inside the 5-yard line. Cockrell makes up for the misconnection a moment ago. Getting that connection, that's going to make it 1st and goal. But there is a
I think he was past the line of scrimmage. Through the ball, man. He was right on it, man. But the referee has the spot, has the flag down. But what a great play by Barber to stand and keep his eyes down the field, man.
Because there was some real pressure.
There was some real pressure. Yeah, they came blitz, man. And once you miss him, he's going to make you pay.
Let's see the call here. Indication is going to go against LaGrange, perhaps, and quite likely for the reason that Rusty just mentioned. to say, across that line of scrimmage.
The forward pass, man, he was right on him, trying to stop. I don't know if we have that replay, but he was right on that line.
So a bad break for LaGrange. New life now for Douglas after what has been pretty good defensive series for them overall. As you see the sweat being wiped there. A lot of that here today. Both these teams trying to utilize the tents on the sideline to create whatever shade they can. It is extraordinarily hot, as we told you a moment ago.
Coach Napier goes into black on black today.
So we're going to bring out Quentin Anderson to try a field goal here.
They're looking for another player. They're short one, I think.
You're going to run a guy out here kind of late. Now going to run a second guy here late. So obviously some early season special teams issues. And now he thinks better of that. And that
got delayed.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. And that may be moving out of range here.
Offense.
Yeah, so now LaGrange is going to have to punt.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 5-yard penalty. We see a fourth down.
Okay, so it's not a delay of game against LaGrange. It's an illegal substitution against Douglas.
Wow.
Which is going to create the field goal opportunity here. It's going to be 43 yards for Mason Calhoun. He's got enough, just barely, and Calhoun sends it in from 43. The game's first points there. Calhoun coming up big on that kick for the Grangers. And with that, it'll send us to a quick commercial timeout. We got a pretty good one brewing here between a couple of top teams in 3A.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
With any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, and batteries never need charging.
I was having a stroke, and I was scared to death.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Life Alert is a lifesaver.
My husband is alive because of Life Alert.
Life Alert is the lifesaver to keep me out of assisted living.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-344-6363. That's 1-800-344-6363. Call now, 1-800-344-6363.
If you live in rural America and want better high-speed internet at home, say hello to the new HughesNet.
Hi! Now I can video conference with confidence.
Yes! The new HughesNet is Jupiter-powered with unlimited data and faster speeds than ever before.
Now I can stream up anything I can dream up.
Now you can do it all. Connect, stream, and play. Call today to get free professional installation and exclusive offers. Call 1-800-736-7315.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It is our Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic. We are live here from Kell High School, where LaGrange, on the foot of Mason Calhoun, has put a 43-yard field goal through the uprights, and that has given the Grangers a 3-0 lead. Another touchback will also put Douglas, the Astros, back on offense here. With 5:23 to go in our first quarter of play, first of 2 for us tonight. 2 more tomorrow coming from West Forsyth High School. And then Friday from Barron Stadium in Rome, and also a kind of a part of a sort of a day-night doubleheader there as well, getting Hebrew Christian Academy involved with Farrell for the first time in our Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic there as well. And, of course, all 4 Saturday from Mercedes-Benz Stadium there also.
If I'm trusting LaGrange's coaching staff, they're telling me the flag on that play was a legal man down the field, had a lineman down the field.
Yeah, that's right.
He actually was behind the line of scrimmage when he threw it, had a guy down the field.
That's right, which would have been the indication of the officials as well. You see the handoff by Wilson. Carry going to Janorius Barner there, getting the freshman involved.
He is very, very talented. They have a lot of buzz around him. You see a freshman playing in this game. He plays safety, plays tailback.
Got 6 on that, making it 2nd down and 4. Handoff again, going to go Barner's way again. He's going to get all the way up to another first down. So Douglas, a couple of rushing plays here and success with that to begin second drive of the night.
I tell you what, they saw what I saw. There's a size difference right now, I believe, up front, and they're coming downhill this possession.
LaGrange crowding some guys to the line of scrimmage is a way of trying to prevent that. But room to run once again across the 40-yard line up to about the 41. This was Antoine Watkins again. And the Astros are doing it on the ground right now.
And they're coming right at them right here. Man on man, pad on pad level. Running right at them, and they're right back on the ball.
Shades of Jamal Lewis.
Oof.
Former Astro running back.
Job.
This time, though, LaGrange is there in the backfield, ready to make the stop. Nice job there by Cornelius Brown getting into the backfield to bring down Watkins.
Yeah, linebacker sneaks through there. Good job to get underneath that guard, trying to block him. Gets the penetration, 3rd and 4 now. See if they get Wilson out in space. Maybe a bootleg here.
He's got a back behind him. 2 receivers spread out wide. And
a flag.
Another flag here.
False start.
So penalties a little bit of an issue for Douglas early.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Including, by the way, a penalty that set up the game's only points a moment ago. This one also comes at a bad time, potentially upending the momentum that the Astros had found with the running game.
And that will drive you crazy. 3rd and 4. Now you're 3rd and about 8.5.
Take a look at the size of Deontay White. That's number 16. Going to line up out there.
I'm telling you, man.
Timeout, offense. Timeout, offense.
So Douglas going to take a timeout here to figure out what they want to do on a 3rd and 8 play made longer by the penalty. So let's take a look at it while we have a chance. The resume here from the Douglas Astros. We talked about what Stanley Pritchett is doing going into his 4th season. After a couple of losing seasons in his first 2 years, although a playoff appearance in 2022, they go 6-5 last year, get to the playoffs, feel like they can take that next step here right now. And as I mentioned before, great players have come through this program, including Pritchett himself. Jamal Lewis is our Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame.
Batman Carroll,
and of course, Ahmad Batman Carroll there as well.
He could roll.
Obviously, Douglas plays in a game like this, representing the city of Atlanta, North Atlanta, much the same way, Atlanta public school system. A lot of pride involved when no schools step outside the city limits. Going to come out here and play, and no doubt that's part of what Douglas is thinking about here right now. And obviously, when you think about, an architect of kind of an early build here, a few in the state probably doing it better than the way that Pritchett is right now.
Yeah, he's got a great team. He's excited about this group.
Wilson from the empty backfield, or at least almost an empty backfield, takes the snap on 3rd down, rolling right. Pressure coming, going to go down way behind the line of scrimmage. Noah Outland, the outstanding linebacker, is there to bring him down, and it's going to be 4th and forever now.
Great job pursuing him, keeping him contained, and when he turned his back, Outland just turned his horses on and made that tackle because Wilson was going to reverse field, just didn't have the speed to get away from Outland.
Big time play there.
First thing they did was keep contained on him. They forced him to reverse his field, and they were there and ready for that. Big loss.
And if you're Wilson, you can almost make the case that while it is a big loss, listen, you're going to punt on 4th down anyway. Why not try to keep the play alive a little longer?
Oh, yeah, he was doing,
to see if you can possibly make something happen.
Yeah, nothing was there.
A couple of times today, he almost has. A little bit of a low snap, you get it away. Gilbert gets a shorter punt this time. Going to barely roll into Granger territory, but after the sack by Outland and then kind of a shortish punt by Gilbert, all of a sudden leading 3-0. LaGrange going to have pretty good field position here for its 2nd offensive possession of the day.
Yeah, let's see what type of adjustments each team made here. But so far, Douglas has really hurt himself with some timely penalties.
Yeah.
He had 3rd and 4. Get a false start. He had some momentum.
We talked about the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame a little earlier. Obviously, Jamal Lewis is representing Douglas in there. And coming up later on this fall, we're going to see Trey Blackman, who was a major part of some terrific LaGrange teams in the early 2000s. He's going to be going into the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame there as well. And here is a handoff on first down, and that's Malachi Fannin once again into Astro territory there at the 45-yard line.
I'm telling you, man, he is low to the ground, strong, runs through arm tackles.
Got up at 8 that time there on first down. Going to make it 2nd and 2. Couple of receivers off to the left. Handoff, though, once again up the middle. Not as much doing here this time, though.
Nothing there that time. Good job by the Douglas front.
Still early here.
I did not know that LaGrange has won 6 state championships.
Yeah, 2nd most wins in all time in state history.
That's awesome.
Yeah, obviously, you know, you go back to the days of Coach Pardue there in the early 2000s when that was happening. You know, a little bit of a transition period after that. You know, 4 coaches since 2009. But that's a lot of what Matt Napier's doing here right now, which is kind of bringing that stability back to the program.
Yeah, all those schools there.
False start.
You look at
Offense.
Troop County.
5-yard penalty.
You look at Callaway.
Yeah.
You look at LaGrange. I mean, all those schools have had runs in the last 20, 25 years. So just kind of, according to where the athletes are, and right now that part of the state, West Georgia, is really deep.
Well, it's one of the things you and I both love, too. It's the old cliche of the town where everything shuts down on Friday nights.
No doubt.
Businesses are closed.
Yes.
Everybody's at the stadium.
Main Street.
Yeah, you know, obviously, you know, Callaway, who we'll see on Friday, and LaGrange, they're really kind of both examples of that in terms of the community support they get. We have kind of ground to a halt with our pace here a little bit.
There. It's early, man. It's early in the year, trying to get things together. And
timeout. Offense.
LaGrange going to have to call a timeout here. Looking at a 3rd down.
59 seconds. 59 seconds. Blue. 59 seconds. Blue.
It's a 3rd and 7 here coming up.
59 seconds left here in the first quarter.
All right, let's take a look while we have a chance at the resume for LaGrange. Rusty was talking about their history of winning state championships. Been in the playoff also for all 4 years under Matt Napier as head coach. And going back to 1991, one of the great teams really in the history of the state of Georgia, claiming one of those national championships.
One of the best athletes to ever play in the state of Georgia, Rodney Hudson, quarterback. You can ask Valdosta, you can ask McEachern, you can ask everybody that played LaGrange in that time frame, and Rodney Hudson still gives you nightmares.
So you have that great season in 1991 and that stretch. 3 state championships right there in close succession, right there in the early 2000s. That's some of the teams that Trey Blackman was a part of. Blackman would have, go on to Auburn.
Yep.
As I mentioned a moment ago, going to go into our Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame later on this fall. And, of course, the former quarterback Blake Mitchell as well. Looking sharp in the royal blue tonight.
I like that blue. Looks good. 3-by-1.
So 3rd and about 7 here, under a minute to go in our first quarter. Barber going to throw, and it's going to be now a wide receiver throw. And it's going to be up for grabs and intercepted. How about that? Picked off by Eli Hunter. So Bryson Cockrell, the senior receiver, took the pass and on a lateral, obviously, and then threw it himself. And it's going to be picked off by Hunter. And on kind of a razzle-dazzle 3rd down play, Douglas was not fooled by it, and they get a big defensive stop.
Yeah, almost like a good punt right there. Good job by Douglas not taking the eye candy on that bubble play lateral there just to run a double pass. They had that covered. They had 2 guys there, never was open, and that's going to be one of those teaching points where you just tell your wide receiver, just eat that one and get what you can.
Well, you also, if you're Douglas, you avoid any kind of pass interference right there, anything that could have given something cheap back over to LaGrange. Wilson going to go back to work. He's going to crank it up and throw down the sideline. Jonte Gilbert is there, still on his feet at the 40, to the 30, to the 20. Let's correct ourselves here and say it's Jaquavius Boykin who brings, or I should say Quantavius Boykin, who makes that catch inside the 10. But a beautiful throw on 1st down by John Wilson.
Man, they called him in man-to-man and just said, our guy is going to make a play, and they threw it up on the money. Wasn't bad coverage. It's hard to see that 8-0 there with a goal.
I got caught off.
Yeah, man.
So let's make sure we give Mr. Boykin his credit there, because Quantavious Boykin, the senior, goes up, makes a beautiful catch. And we're in the red zone here, brought to you by IBEW, Local 613.
Huge momentum play. Let's see if they come back and start running downhill at them. They got a big fullback in, got number 90 in. Guy plays defensive tackle for them. 250 pounds. Let's see if they run right behind him.
Also a direct snap situation here. New man in at quarterback. He's going to get inside the 5-yard line there.
Casey Barner.
Yes, that was Barner.
Another freshman. They like him too.
And that's going to bring the first quarter to a close with Douglas after an interception and a big completion from John Wilson to Quantavious Boykin now knocking on the door. So we'll take a quick timeout for our break here between the quarters and come back and show you second quarter action from Kell High School on the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic, Peachtree Sports Network.
Set the record. The biggest WNBA game in Atlanta history. The Atlanta Dream look to even the score against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Get your tickets to the biggest Dream game of the year and see why the WNBA is taking the nation by storm. Don't be left out when State Farm sells out. Monday, August 26th. Grab the hottest ticket in town now at dream.wnba.com.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
Sometimes it's the little victories that mean the most. Those everyday celebrations that bring a smile to our faces and joy to our hearts. At Ingalls, we know there's no one you'd rather share those miniature, memorable moments with than family. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
The nation's hottest sport. See what the buzz is about on Peachtree Sports Network, where the Atlanta Dream look to eclipse the Connecticut Sun. Dream Sun, Sunday at 3 on Peachtree Sports Network.
You ever seen this? You ever seen that? You ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters live on TV? Well, now's your chance. For the first time in 40 years, the Harlem Globetrotters are showing off their skills right in your living room. Don't miss a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and don't miss whatever they call that move. The Harlem Globetrotters, live Sunday at 7, only on Atlanta's own Peachtree TV. Yeah, baby.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You see the score, LaGrange leading Douglas as we move into the start of the second quarter, but the Astros trying to do something about that right now. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kaylee Manziel manning our host position here. And as we get ready to go back into second quarter action, we're going to be seeing a second and goal here for Douglas.
They're going with a heavy package again. They bring in number 90, defensive lineman, and they go with the freshman, Barner.
Yeah, so we saw him in a Wildcat situation earlier. Now Barner takes the direct snap. Not going to try to roll right. He's got plenty of athleticism, and he stays on his feet. And he is in the end zone for a touchdown. And Douglas takes the lead.
Wow, you see a burst on this freshman right here. He takes a direct snap. LaGrange has, it looks like, contained. And he just outruns them to the end zone.
Impressive play by Casey Barner there. And how about this look for Douglas on the special teams?
They're coming right back with it.
Lined up straight. Now they're going to go for two and not even think twice about it. Barner still in there as that Wildcat quarterback. Same situation again, this time trying straight up the middle with the offensive line. He's going to punch it right in there. And Douglas extends its lead. Now 8-3 over the Grangers on 3 straight carries out of a Wildcat quarterback spot by Casey Barner. So interesting formation on that 2-point conversion, and Barner just does what he's been doing here. And with that, we'll take a look at the Astros schedule here. brought up by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors National Association. Obviously tonight against LaGrange, and how about not getting any easier next week against Westlake?
Oh my goodness.
Then Mays, then Columbia, a Cedar Grove team that we'll see on Saturday night. And then obviously to conclude the season in the game that could have big time implications against Stevenson.
I think Columbia is ranked top 5, and they opened up the Cartersville this week. I mean, they got a schedule now.
It was also a year ago at this time. We saw Columbia go on the road.
Beat Camden, right?
Camden
That's
County
right.
in what was a big upset.
Yep.
So obviously, you got to be careful in that situation here. It's going to be a short kick fielded around the 10-yard line, and room to return for the Grangers up to about the 25-yard line. That time for Zy Huzzy. And that'll put the Grangers back on offense again.
Something to keep an eye on. Quarterback Wilson was not in that set, and he is sitting on the sidelines there. And I saw the trainers talking to him. I don't know if he took a shot in the last series, but you see Douglas, they just went Wildcat there, heavy set. So let's see if he comes back in. But you see him there across the field. He is just sitting on a equipment box there. That'd be something to watch next series.
Yeah, Rusty, that's a really good. The long throw by Wilson. Coming back with Fannin again, and Fannin fighting for what he can get up to the 34. Nice carry for him. That's going to be about 8 or 9 on first down that time for Fannin.
Yeah, that was a great throw by Wilson. Just had man-to-man coverage. Their guy made it. Let's see what LaGrange does. Comes back here. Third offensive possession. Few adjustments right here. See if they get this ball back in their quarterback's hands. He really hurt him with his legs on that first drive.
Second about 2 now. Fannin going to go in motion this time. Fake the handoff his way.
There he is.
Barber just going to gallop his way and move the chains for the Grangers.
Man, you have to account for him in the run game. Like, you have to have somebody on him, or he's going to make you pay.
He had a 75-yard touchdown last week.
Range got some size up front as well, offensive line.
In a scrimmage win against Harris County. Handoff to Fannin. Fannin fighting up the middle, up to the 40. So all of a sudden the Grangers finding some success on the ground. Yeah, last week against Harris County, not only did he run for a 75-yard touchdown, also threw for a 43-yard touchdown there as well. It's a strong guy, Barber is. Squats more than 400 pounds. Good speed at about Coach Napier says around a 4.4 40 mark.
That's real good speed. He's definitely got some suddenness to him.
You see the handoff now going the way of Caden Thomas. And Douglas was there to meet it. And Dreco Griggs, the junior linebacker, there to bring home the stop.
This is 2 really good football teams.
It really is.
I hope people are appreciating this. You talking about 2 teams that it could be playing late in November and early December in 3A?
Yeah, it's one of those things, you go back a couple of months ago, you kind of get into that sort of summer and you start thinking, hey, before you know it, Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter class will be here. What do you have for you? And when you looked at this game as the Wednesday afternoon game, I thought, man, this is on paper the best Wednesday afternoon game we've had in quite some time. Barber slips down. Maybe had a chance to make something happen and just slipped. Grimes was a part of a duo of Astros players there to bring him down. But in that particular case, I just think the old turf monster may have gotten Barber that time.
Yeah, just trying to do some things in the speed again of Douglas on defense kind of keeps him hemmed up enough. Big stop there by Douglas.
So speaking of Barners, we're going to see Casey Barner back to return this punt here.
These 2 freshman brothers.
High snap over the head of Calhoun.
He's got time.
And he's going to have time to get it away. And he gets something away there, but not much.
Man, that is literally on the line of scrimmage.
Wow. So
special teams.
Credit to Calhoun for doing something to salvage that.
Yep.
But a very high snap going to give Douglas incredible field position here. And when we have a chance, we'll take a look at the LaGrange schedule. Once again, brought to you by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. obviously you start moving into, and you think about the big region showdowns that every team is going to have. Start looking at here to Sandy Creek on August 30th. Yeah. Very early in the season to play such a huge region game, but that is one that's obviously going to matter a great deal to both those teams.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at that schedule. That is a well-coached opponent they're about to run up. Wilson is back out.
Okay, yeah, you see Wilson back in there, and also the handoff going the way of Watkins. And that's not the only big game they're going to have. You're going to have Mary Persons. It's obviously a very tough region, but Sandy Creek very early, a very big
Grove.
Yeah,
they got some games, man.
So 5 yards for Watkins on first down makes it 2nd and 5, and Wilson going to work quickly here, throwing back towards the sideline, pass caught, and inside the 25-yard line to the 24, another catch for Quantavious Boykin.
They are double teaming Gilbert. At least they did on that play, so they go opposite of him.
First down, Douglas, ball at the 23.
Yeah, so that has been to Boykin's benefit here thus far.
Look at this trip set all the way to the boundary, almost like a Tennessee set.
Wilson, though, running the other way, gets a wall of blockers, gets inside the 20 and out of bounds near the 15-yard line. So all of the action was on the right side with the trip formation with the wide receivers, and Wilson used that eye candy to go left.
Yeah, they put everybody outside of the numbers. Tennessee runs sets like that, causes stress on that backside. Once they pinned the LaGrange defensive end, it was going to be a big game. They got 8 yards easy there.
One receiver off to the left, 3 more stacked on the right once again. Wilson, though, looking right now. It's going to be through the hands of his intended target. That was for Boykin once again, but not able to hold on to that. And now 3rd down coming up.
I tell you what this looks like. You remember what Auburn used to do with Nick Marshall?
It does look a lot like
that's
that.
Exactly
That's a great comparison.
That's exactly what he looks like doing this. He would be a threat to throw it at any time, anywhere on the field.
In the red zone, by the way, brought to you by IBEW, Local 613. Pressure coming.
Oh, man.
And Wilson sensing that.
It's an easy first down.
Yeah, that's going to move the chains there. Costly penalty for LaGrange.
Defense, offside, 5-yard penalty, result of the play, first down.
Is that an example of Wilson just changing his cadence? Is that how you draw the defender offsides?
Probably there too, and then it's just early, man. It's just, nerves and trying to make a big play. You're in the red zone here and not really paying attention enough to that snap count and just come off easy.
Officials running to blow the whistle again, and now LaGrange is going to call a timeout. They're a little bit out of sync here.
Yep.
Couple of penalties to them on this series. They want to talk it over. We'll take a timeout with them and come back and show you a pretty fascinating 3rd down in the early stage of this game right after this.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. Go to netcredit.com. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
It's hot at Matthews Kia of Cartersville, so we are having a hot sales event. We have great selections of 2024 and 2025 new vehicles. Lease the 2025 Kia Carnival LX $429 for 24 months, the 2024 Kia Sportage LX $289 for 24 months, or the 2024 Kia Telluride S just $379 for 24 months. Hurry, because prices are in your favor right now. Don't forget, Matthews Kia of Cartersville is home to the lifetime warranty. Come see us today. All roads lead to Matthews Kia of Cartersville.
You'd better hurry. The St. Jude Dream Home giveaway ends soon. And the St. Jude Dream Home valued at $675,000. The deadline for tickets is August 15th. Time is running out. Get your tickets now and help Atlanta families.
Set the record. The biggest WNBA game in Atlanta history. The Atlanta Dream look to even the score against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Get your tickets to the biggest dream game of the year and see why the WNBA is taking the nation by storm. Don't be left out when State Farm sells out. Monday, August 26th. Grab the hottest ticket in town now at dream.wnba.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You see second quarter action here and a big third down coming up for Douglas right now. John Wilson is in at quarterback. A couple of receivers split out, on one on each side. The handoff going the way of Barner up the middle.
That's it now. Off the ground.
And you see
got a live mic on the field.
Live mic.
Careful, young man, and live mic. Brandon, I do want to touch on number 2, Casey Barner. Jeremy Johnson of On 3 texted me and said, hey, Casey Barner, number 2, has a UGA offer as a freshman, and that does not shock me at all to see him already with Power 4 offers.
You saw Janorius Barner right there also on that third down carry now.
False start. White. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So let me correct myself on the down. We got second down here coming up, and a penalty going to back Douglas up here a bit. So we've seen, and Rusty, you said this early here in the season, first game.
Yep.
Seeing some of that first game stuff probably on both sides. Right?
Yeah, even though they had a scrimmage game, it's different, man, right here.
Wilson surveys the scene. 3 down linemen for the Grangers. A pair of receivers off to the right. Wilson throwing left. And it gets it right down there near the goal line.
Look how big he is.
Deontay White, who brings a lot of size to the table, hauls that one in and puts Douglas on the doorstep of a touchdown.
What a weapon. A 6'5" tight end in the red zone. Catch him on a little pop pass, backside, one-on-one. Got a timeout. And Coach Pritchett is extremely upset with someone having to call this.
Yeah, I mean, you're really stepping on your own momentum.
Look at him. He is hot, man. He is hot. It had to be a formation. Had to be a personnel. Somebody was in the game that wasn't supposed to be.
While we have a moment here, let's take a look and say hello to our friends at Breda Pest Management. You know, Breda Pest Management knows your house inside and out with a customized treatment plan that stops any bugs and critters. Breda does it right, protecting the inside and outside of your home. It's the bugs inside your house those are the ones you want gone. That's why Breda Pest Management does what it does. They know that's how you feel, and so they want to take good care of you. Breda, they handle bugs and critters. And they've been a big part of high school football with us for a very long time. Certainly appreciate Matt Breda and his continued support of Georgia high school football.
Matt got a nice office over there in Milton now. I caught that thread the other day. I said, wait a minute now.
That is exactly
Breda got a nice little home office.
You love to see that.
That tells you you've been in business a long time when you got brick and mortar on the old pest control building, you're doing something right. So thank you for all your support.
Been in business since 1975. All right, so let's take a moment here before this snap to kind of remind folks that for Douglas, quite a showing here in the early stage.
I'm telling you, I'm impressed, man. I am impressed. I didn't know that they kind of rolled like this on both sides of the ball up front. They are tough to deal with. They're going shoot.
Yeah, they are
right back.
Jam-packed here at the line of scrimmage. It's Wilson, though, still in the quarterback.
Oh, my goodness.
And they may have moved.
They did move.
Boy, that is not going to be a welcome sight for Astros fans. As Rusty said, they were lined up all the way across.
Shoot.
False start. White. 5-yard penalty.
And that is a hard penalty right here. We had the ball to 1.
We saw Casey Barner in as a Wildcat quarterback the last time Douglas was in this situation. This time it was Wilson still under center, but obviously trying to set up the strong front in front of him. And
they just flip-flop the formation right here. See if they run the same play.
So Wilson now going to hand it off to Watkins. Watkins is met right there. Nice tackle by Noah Outland, who's had himself a nice day.
And you get a gain of about 1.5 right there without a penalty or touchdown. Good job by LaGrange there. Looks like it's going to be 4th down, and I don't see anybody. I see the play coming in from the sideline, and I don't see any specialists coming on the field.
Yeah, when Coach Pritchett had a chance.
Oh, they got one. Here he comes.
Make a decision earlier. He did choose to punt, and apparently here going to be a little conservative and perhaps careful here too. Keep in mind when they scored their touchdown, they did not hesitate to go for 2 right there. So it's going to be Dominique Lewis who's going to be on to be the holder.
Tough angle for a high school kicker here.
Kicker in this situation is going to be Jose Bryant. It's a 21-yard kick. And as Rusty said, it's on the left hash.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
They may have wanted that penalty.
Create a better angle.
Yeah,
correct.
create a better angle because it was going to be a tight turn on that. So now you'll back it up. It's obviously longer, about a 25-yard kick.
We live.
For Bryant, but a much better angle. A little bit of a low snap. A pretty good hold saved that, and Bryant sends it through. So Stanley Pritchett trusts his special teams right there and gets 3 points to add to this lead.
Yeah, had a bad penalty right there on the 1, but they come away with 3. Good job by LaGrange holding on that 3rd down to a minimal gain to force that field goal, and I think they will take that knowing that they had the ball on the 1-yard line and only give up 3.
Let's take a look at some of the fun student section action we've seen all day long today. Obviously, one of the best parts of our Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic are those who travel to be a part of it. And you see there, brought to you by Wild Leaf Brewing Company, the student section there for LaGrange, traveling over from the west part of the state here to Kell High School and braving the heat and enjoying all of that here today.
Yeah, man. Early in the year. Good job by Douglas as well. You see on the other side of the bleachers there. Coming up for an afternoon game on Wednesday.
Yeah, never an easy drive from in town to get out here to Cobb County, but Douglas showing themselves very nicely today there as well.
I would expect Kell and North Atlanta tonight to have a really good showing.
Oh, I have no doubt about that. We always get great hospitality. We come here to Kell High School, and they give their team great support there as well. It's a new look Kell team this year. Keep that in mind. Kickoff is dropped. Now fielded there at the 15-yard line. Here come the Astros flying in to make a stop, and they'll do so inside of the 20.
Special teams, special teams, special teams. Every coach that's going to play this weekend that's watching this game right now, the first thing they're telling their kids, they're texting their kids, are y'all watching this game? You see what's happening on special teams?
Yeah, so Huzzy that time had the ball kind of go out of his hands. He had to scoop it back up, and then that gave Douglas a chance to chase him down. And I'm going to quantify a little bit of what we were talking about a moment ago. You know, Douglas is ranked inside the top 10, but, you know, LaGrange is the higher ranked team.
Right.
LaGrange has had winning seasons each of the last 4 years. For Douglas, it's only 1 winning season in the last 3 years. In the tenure for Stanley Pritchett, if you care about Maxwell ratings and things like that, Douglas was a pretty big underdog
Big
here today.
underdog on that.
So if you're seeing this score right now of 11-3 for people just tuning in, perhaps some eyebrows being raised here just a bit. And obviously LaGrange, plenty of time to do something about that. And the person that gets called on to do that for the moment is Malachi Fannin, the senior running back once again.
Really like LaGrange's uniforms, man. Those are good looking.
My first time seeing LaGrange play in person. You know, obviously grew up reading about them, following them.
I saw Trey Blackman and that crew play, and they were something. They were nasty.
So stopped in the backfield here.
Going back historically, those early LaGrange teams reminded me a lot of those middle 90s Washington County teams.
Yeah.
Just
good
speed everywhere and would absolutely just lay the lumber to you on defense.
Of course, down there in Waco, the former Washington County Star, Robert Edwards, head coach there.
Yes, sir.
His brother Terrence beginning his career as a head coach this year with Mount Vernon.
How about that? Congratulations to them.
2nd 15 now after the loss. Setting up a throwback, pass complete over there to Cockrell. But Cockrell's going to be met hard by a wall of Astros defenders. And Douglas is flying everywhere right now, including Andreco Griggs, once again, the linebacker.
I'll tell you what, man, they got speed, man. They got speed and size. They are getting after it right now defensively. They are closing. LaGrange kind of out of momentum offensively the last 2 series, not kind of sure what they want to do. Then they'll get the ball back in their quarterback's hands a little bit. He's hurt them.
Yeah, and, you know, obviously 3rd and 19. Not a ton of plays in the playbook there. But the guy you think they probably want to get going here is Bryson Cockrell. We saw him have the 1 catch.
Yeah.
But getting him more involved, perhaps something they want to look to do more of. They will throw here on 3rd and long. And he's going to go down. Barber on a sack. And right now the Astros are all over the place, including Jaquan Fitzhugh and Jaquan Fletcher making their way to the quarterback that time.
Yep. Yeah, it's a long developing play right now. You have to let those guys run that distance to try to get the chains, and just not a lot of plays. In August for 3rd and 19 and 95-degree heat, there's not really a lot of plays for that right now.
So you'll see Barner once again, who Rusty told you already drawing interest even as a freshman by schools like the University of Georgia. He has a rushing touchdown already today, and he'll be the punt returner here. It's going to be a short punt that's going to bounce inside the 25. So huge field position coming up here for Douglas. Everything going the way of the Astros right now. We'll be right back. All right, we are back here. Douglas going back on offense again after a short punt a moment ago by Mason Calhoun. Once again, really good field position here for the Astros. Already leading 11-3 and looking to tack on more here. Wilson from the shotgun will hand the ball off to Watkins, and Watkins fights his way. Thinks he's still on his feet, but they're going to say he's down at the 15-yard line. Or I should say inside the Granger 14-yard line there. So about 7 on first down for Watkins.
Yeah, it's going to bring out like second, a little less than 1.
See the stacked receivers there again on the right side. Wilson going to try to throw the middle of the field. That's a pass caught by Dakari Carter. And that'll bring up a fresh set of downs for Douglas. Ball sits here at the 10. And that is 1st and goal now.
They got one-on-one at the bottom with a big wide receiver.
Let's keep our eye there. That's exactly where Wilson's looking. Nice route, nice catch. And he's in for a touchdown. Another big catch here for Quantavious Boykin. This one goes for 6.
That's Gilbert.
That's Jonte Gilbert.
Hard to see that. It's hard to see that number.
Got me all day long.
It's hard to see that number, but I tell you what,
8 and the 0's got me all day long.
They had him so wide, and that quarterback peeked over there, and I said, you know what? This is a matchup he's looking at. What a play by Jonte Gilbert there to snag that one, run in between, and dive for the end zone.
Been looking for a coverage opportunity that favored him, and that time he got it.
Yep. They had been double covering him most of the night, but they formationed that time 3-by-1 and put him on this side, and he was a little bit bigger than that LaGrange defender. They came after him.
Jose Bryant on to try the PAT now. After a 2-point conversion, it's a low snap. They'll have to try to make something happen here. The holder that time, Dominique Lewis, took the low snap, and there is a flag down.
I believe that's going to be against Douglas, I believe.
On the Bryant field goal earlier, it was also a low snap, and that time Lewis was really able to save it, preserve the field goal opportunity by getting a good hold. On this particular opportunity, that just wasn't there.
I tell you, man, special teams.
Hands to the face.
Oh, my goodness.
Defense. Hands to the goal.
Retry. Chance.
So they're going to give Douglas another chance here after that. We've already seen the Astros convert a 2-point conversion earlier, but they're not going to do that. They're just going to use this as another opportunity here for Bryant.
Yep.
So this time a much better snap and another good hold, and Bryant sends it through. And Bryant's proven to be a pretty effective weapon right now for the Astros in the special teams game. And Douglas looking at an 18-3 lead over LaGrange. A very early surprise here in game one of our Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic. We're right back after this.
Thank you for watching Georgia High School Heroes presented by Ingles. I'm Chris Bainbridge, and we're counting down the best Georgia High School football players of all time. The sack man's coming. I'm your man Dent. If the quarterback's slow, he's gonna get bent. These are the lyrics to the Super Bowl Shuffle, as delivered by Hall of Famer and Super Bowl MVP Richard Dent. The Atlanta native attended Murphy High School, later renamed Alonzo A. Krim Open Campus High School, where he dominated in multiple sports. After his stellar prep career, Dent went on to attend Tennessee State University, and eventually to the Chicago Bears, where he would join the greatest defense of all time, the Super Bowl champion '85 Bears. He would retire as one of the all-time sack leaders in NFL history, with 137.5. Thank you for watching Georgia High School Heroes, presented by Ingles.
You ever seen this? You ever seen that? You ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters live on TV? Well, now's your chance. For the first time in 40 years, the Harlem Globetrotters are showing off their skills right in your living room. Don't miss a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and don't miss whatever they call that move. The Harlem Globetrotters, live Sunday at 7, only on Atlanta's own Peachtree TV. Yeah, baby.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
Make yourself known now. 8310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Welcome back, everybody, to our Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic. We're live here at Kell High School. Right now, Douglas has a very impressive lead over LaGrange, 18-3 here, sitting with 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the second quarter. And the Astros adding another touchdown. Jonte Gilbert, the Georgia commit, getting involved right there. Rusty, thus far, a lot to like about how the Astros have played.
2 short yardage field situations they capitalized on. Special teams, 2 punts that didn't go the way for LaGrange, kind of short punts, and Douglas capitalized on both of them.
Bryant gets a short kick this time, returnable at the 20. There have been a couple special teams issues for LaGrange here in the second quarter, but that time Grayson Cockrell able to advance the football across the 30-yard line. Best field position that LaGrange had to start a drive here in a little while.
Yeah, I got 2 minutes to go. Correct me if I'm wrong. LaGrange got the ball back second half. Douglas opened up. So LaGrange is trying to get 2-for-1 possession right here. You want to do something here before the half and then get the ball back to start the second half. See what they do here. See if they go back to that run game with their quarterback that hurt them on that opening drive.
Yeah, certainly down a couple of touchdowns. No need to panic if you're LaGrange. You're going to have plenty of time here today. Obviously, in the person of Barber, you've got plenty of opportunity to make something happen here. But you're going to have to try to find it with the run game there. And right now, Douglas just so active, chasing down the ball carrier. Jaquan Fletcher, one of the guys in on that stop, and also getting up a little slow after that. And John Amova, the sophomore defensive tackle who's eating a bunch of space there in the middle. He's causing problems as well.
Got a timeout.
Yeah, that was Fletcher, who was a little
got a player down, yeah.
slow to get up after that play. Hard to tell if that's a cramp or something else.
Yeah, getting late in the half. Right now, Douglas has been a handful up front for LaGrange to deal with.
While we have another moment, let me remind you, you can switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management, and your rate is locked in for 10 years. If live termites are ever found, Breda will retreat, fix the damage, and honor the rest of your contract, all for free. Breda, they handle bugs and critters. What a great deal that is. And, of course, we're in a pause right now because Jaquan Fletcher, the senior defensive end, was a little worse for wear after that last play. And you see the sportsmanship by the LaGrange cheerleaders to take a knee and wait this out. And, of course, this is our Northside Hospital injury report. As you see Fletcher hopping off there, we'll try to give you an update on where things stand with him in a moment. Yeah, and that's obviously the time of year, especially outside. We'll be inside on Saturday. We may still see some of that.
Yep.
But obviously outside, that's going to be an issue. And coaches have been trying to fix it and prepare for it, but there's still going to be almost always some of those problems. Barber takes the snap, looking to throw towards the sideline, and it is intercepted. There to pick it off is Eli Hunter, the senior.
What a play by Hunter. Just steps right in front of this ball on the sideline. He had it the entire time.
Just read it all the way in, and everything is coming up Astros here in this first half.
The people around the state are watching this right now going, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is a different set of weapons they're bringing to the table this year right now. We've seen out of Douglas.
Yeah, credit to Stanley Pritchett for how he's had his team ready to play here through this first 20 minutes of action.
That is 3A. LaGrange hasn't helped himself at all right now. The last about 7 or 8 minutes has not went any way for them.
So at times today, we've seen Pritchett take a cautious approach.
Yep.
You know, he's sitting right here at the Granger 40-yard line with 1:44. You kind of wonder how much he'll dial it up here. Wilson looks like he wants to, biding himself some time. Now he'll throw and dump it off and try to connect with his target, Adonis McCrary, but not able to connect. That brings up second down. It looked like Wilson was looking to throw deep and just didn't see it there.
Just couldn't get it. Just couldn't get it off. Good coverage there by LaGrange defense. This time they had 2 guys at the bottom of the field on Gilbert. He comes off the field this time. He was a little gassed. That wasn't his best route he's ever put on tape, but they had 2 guys on him this time. They tried to go opposite. They're going 3 by 1 again, and they've got man-to-man at the bottom of the screen with a little bit of size difference. You see this, number 10 from Douglas.
Yeah, that's McCrary, who was the intended target on the previous
play. See if they go
play.
after him at the bottom of the screen.
Here comes pressure by the Grangers. Wilson going to do a design quarterback run here, getting down to about the 38. Got a couple that time, and now we're under 90 seconds to go in our first half.
You got to think Pritchett is he's comfortable just letting. He's going to see if he pops anything, but he's okay in the half right here, up 18-3. Might want to take a shot here. This is the formation they ran Gilbert. You see how wide this split is at the bottom. He's actually on the numbers. Let's see if they come down and take a shot at the bottom here this time.
It has worked before with a different guy in that spot. Wilson surveying the action on his sideline. Play clock now about to go under 5. Going to have to hurry to get it off, and he does just in time. Wilson looking left, now rolling right. Going to have to hurry. Spins free there. Gets across the 35-yard line. Took a big hit for his efforts, but nice job to avoid the sack by Wilson.
It was going to be a negative play. Ended up gaining about 2. He made a lot out of that because LaGrange had him pinned up.
So somehow this drive has not quite, either because of the fact that Douglas just wanted to be careful, as we said they might.
Yeah, they tried to take a shot on first down, didn't work.
They don't have to snap it again, and it appears they probably won't.
No, they're going to clock it.
As you might imagine, up 15 on a televised game, the first in the country nationally, the 2024 season, Douglas quite content to go to the break. Up a couple of touchdowns here. And it sets up what we think is a fascinating third and fourth quarter as LaGrange tries to work its way back into this football game. So that's coming up. Halftime show action before we get there. Thank you so much for being with us on the Peachtree Sports Network as we start off our 2024 season.
Basic combat training is a 10-week experience that will challenge you both physically and mentally. Each phase of your training will introduce you to new soldier skills, building and advancing them along the way. You and your fellow soldiers will work as a team to accomplish each mission, overcome each obstacle, and earn the right to wear the black beret of an Army National Guard soldier.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're gonna do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
Are you interested in becoming a deputy or a jailer? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is hiring and looking for individuals passionate about protecting and serving their community. If you are 18 years or older, join our team by visiting gogcso.com for more information. Gwinnett County, together, we can make a difference.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
And welcome all to the halftime show brought to you by Sports Turf. I'm Kaylee Mansell, and it's time for the coaches interview brought to you by the IBEW Local 613. I am joined by Bobby May of Kell High School. First and foremost, can you tell me what shoes you're going to be wearing when we see you at kickoff?
I can't reveal that information yet.
All right, well, we'll certainly be looking for it. Now, you're going into year 3. I've known you since year 1. How have things around the program and the culture changed since that first year?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more excitement around the program. I think our community is more involved. Our numbers have certainly gone up. When I got here, we had about 48 kids on the roster. Now we have about 115. So that's important. But, the principal's always been supportive since I've been here. But I really think the community support and kind of the buy-in overall from the kids.
You lose star quarterback Bryce Clavon, but you bring in a transfer from North Cobb. What has he brought to this offense?
Caleb is actually very similar to Bryce. He's a baseball player as well, so didn't have a lot of time in the spring with us, missed some in the summer because of being a really good baseball player. But he's super athletic, has a strong arm. I think he's a better runner than people think, and a really, really smart kid.
It's no secret that you have a younger group than in years past. Who's been that veteran position group that's really stepped up for your team this offseason?
I think we're led by the D-line.
That's a good position group to be led by.
They're still relatively young, but we returned the Region Player of the Year, Defensive Region Player of the Year, Tyshawn Nat, who's a senior, and then a bunch of juniors around him. But I think that group has kind of been our leader so far.
So you're opening up with North Atlanta. I'm not sure if you know, but they've never lost a game in the Corky Classic. How does an opener like this prepare you for what's to come?
Yeah, I mean, North Atlanta is really, really talented. They're really, really well coached by Coach All, and for us, we're excited to play them because it gives us kind of a barometer of where we're going to be. And at the end of the day, if we lose, win, whatever, it really doesn't matter. We'll just move on and try to grow from it.
Well, Coach May, we're looking forward to seeing you out there on the field. Looking forward to seeing the shoe game. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at the LaGrange High School Band.
The nation's hottest sport. See what the buzz is about on Peachtree Sports Network, where the Atlanta Dream look to eclipse the Connecticut Sun. Dream Sun, Sunday at 3 on Peachtree Sports Network. Set the record. The biggest WNBA game in Atlanta history. The Atlanta Dream look to even the score against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Get your tickets to the biggest Dream game of the year and see why the WNBA is taking the nation by storm. Don't be left out when State Farm sells out. Monday, August 26th. Grab the hottest ticket in town now at dream.wnba.com.
And welcome back to the Sports Turf Halftime Show. I'm Kelly Mansell, and I'm joined by Chris Ludke, a field organizer for the IBEW Local 613. Now, the B in IBEW stands for brotherhood. What constitutes it as a brotherhood?
So brotherhood for us really just constitutes not just being part of something that's bigger than yourself, but belonging to an organization where our brothers and sisters step up when needed to not just help each other on the job, but outside of the job with family life and situations like that. So.
It sounds like you're a really close-knit group. When you're looking for potential candidates, what are the main characteristics you're seeking out?
So some of the main characteristics, first and foremost, are leadership, right? Our journeyman wiremen are not just proficient in their skill in the field, but they're pronounced as leaders on the job site. So leadership is one of the main qualities that we look for. But another quality for a candidate is somebody who's more apt to learn and willing to take on a new skill set and step outside of their boundaries.
And speaking of skills, what sort of skills are acquired through the IBEW?
So really a good general mechanical comprehension is required, but a good mathematical skill as well. A lot of what we do is more than just wiring up, switches and lights. A lot of our conduit runs and things of that nature require trigonometry and algebraic equations and things of that nature. So.
Oh, I can certainly use some more mathematical skills. Let's just say that. Now, talk to me a little bit about the benefit. What's the benefit of joining out of high school?
So one of the main benefits for joining our apprenticeship out of high school is, for one, it's tuition free. It's an earn while you learn program, so you actually make money while you're going to school. And on top of that as well, before you even graduate our apprenticeship program, they start putting money into your retirement that sets you up for longevity in the future. So.
Well, we are so happy to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We will be back with more after the break.
Thank you.
Hey, does it matter if this leaks?
It don't matter to me. Can't see it from my house.
Illegal use of hands and proper training.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com has 14 different highly skilled trades with tuition-free training in our certified apprenticeship programs to train you the right way. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
So when I got in the program, I was 18. At the time, I think the most appealing thing was, I could start out going to school and making money while I'm going to school. Not coming out in 4 or 5 years, $30,000, $40,000 in debt. That was the the biggest attraction to this. I got in 3 days after graduation and hadn't looked back.
And welcome back to the Halftime Show brought to you by Sports Turf. I'm Kaylee Mansell with our halftime guest brought to you by the Georgia Army National Guard, and I'm joined by Staff Sergeant Kadiri. So the National Guard has been a key partner for us for a long time. Why is y'all's relationship with high school sports so important?
Oh man, it means everything to us. First and foremost, we're proud members of the Corky, Kell, Dave and Hunter Classic. We want to show support to our community that we serve. We want the athletes to know that we support them, we're here for them. Plus, it also ties in with our mission statement. It kind of shows how disciplined you can be on the field. It's hot out here. You can feel the heat. Everyone's out here, but you still come out here and you do your best. Serving in the military is like that. Sometimes people don't want to be out there, but you come out there every single time and you do your best, so you want that.
I feel like a lot of people are familiar with the GI Bill that helps service members pay for school. Does the National Guard have something similar to that?
As a matter of fact, we actually combine that with 100% of your tuition to any state college in the state of Georgia. Not only do we pay you to go to school, but we actually pay for the school, and you get all the military benefits that come along with it. So you're getting optional health care, the VA home loan, all the good stuff that come along with being in the military.
Now, when you're out here around these high school students and you're looking at athletes, what are the biggest characteristics that would translate over into being a part of the Georgia National Guard?
That's a good one. I would say discipline is definitely one of them. People who are college bound, we always want people who want, because we give a lot of benefits for college. So people who are college bound, people who are willing to serve their community, people who want to stay in Georgia, but most importantly, people who are, they look for them, they want to do better for themselves.
Now, for you personally, this is a little bit off script. What's the most rewarding part of being in the National Guard for you?
For me, it's being able to look back at my kids and say I left a mark for them. It's being able to say I was a part of something that was greater than myself. I served the country. I'm not from here, but I still served. And it's being able to say I made a change when nobody wanted to really do it. So that'll be it.
For those at home who want to find out more, where can they find out more?
You can definitely go online. You can go on www.nationalguard.com/Georgia, or just call 1-800-GO-GUARD. You can't miss that one.
Well, Staff Sergeant Kadiri, it's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for your service.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Guys, we will be back with more after the break.
You ever seen this? You ever seen that? You ever seen the Harlem Globetrotters live on TV? Well, now's your chance. For the first time in 40 years, the Harlem Globetrotters are showing off their skills right in your living room. Don't miss a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and don't miss whatever they call that move. The Harlem Globetrotters, live Sunday at 7, only on Atlanta's own Peachtree TV. Yeah, baby.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. Go to netcredit.com. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
Make yourself known now.
83-10-01 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
And welcome back to the Sports Turf Halftime Show. This is a closer look at school brought to you by Emory Health. I'm Kaylee Mansell, and I'm joined by LaGrange Principal James Bozeman and LaGrange Athletic Director Mike Pauley. I'm just going to say it so you don't have to. You have been at LaGrange longer than I have been alive. What has made you want to stay all this time?
I don't know if that's a compliment or what, so you're right.
Your dedication and loyalty is through the roof.
I appreciate it. You're right. I've been there. I just finished my 24th year at LaGrange High School, and technically I'm not from LaGrange, Georgia. I'm from South Georgia, from Moultrie, Colquitt County. But I'm going to tell you what, when I went to LaGrange back in 2000, I did my internship at LaGrange High School. They offered me a job. I taught and coached for 16 years. I was an AP for 6, and I just finished my 2nd year as a principal. But the community in Troup County and the people that serve LaGrange High School, you know, people often say that it's like a family, you know, and it's kind of a cliche, but there it truly is. They welcomed me and my wife in at a very, you know, we were youngins when we went to LaGrange High School. It has served our family. It has raised our kids, and I couldn't imagine myself being anywhere else.
So from an athletic director standpoint, I had the chance to talk to your coach earlier, and we talked about the transition going from 4A to 3A. How does that affect your role when you found out that you were going to go down a classification? What was that like for you?
Well, the main difference in what's going on with 4A and 3A is what they're doing with private schools. So now the private schools that are included into the region, when you get to the end of the playoff time, they are excused out and playing their own league. Wow. So how that plays out across the top 32 state teams is the biggest change, the biggest difference for classes 1, 2, and 3A.
That's some really good insight. Now, I know that your community spends a lot of time on the road, a lot of traveling. How would you describe the community support from LaGrange?
It's absolutely amazing, and it's not just around football, but it's around any sport that we have, or academics. It doesn't really matter. But just take football right now, because we're excited about kicking off the 2024 season. But we've got people that start early on in the summer with providing meals for our kids after practice every single week. We've got people who supply or who do meals for our pregame meals, do our devotions. Really, whenever they know that the Grangers need something, regardless of what it is, those folks are there. They turn up, they show out. And then when you take a look at what we do on the road, our fans travel. Our Blue Crew travels. Our parents travel. It is. So, especially on like a Wednesday afternoon at a 4 o'clock start time with 150 degrees
in the
out
sunshine.
In the sunshine, but they are amazing.
So I'm going to let you on a secret. Our Peachtree Network and our Score Atlanta people, word travels fast, and it is no shock to me. This is y'all's first year in the Corky Classic, and we know that from a school and organizational standpoint that y'all have been absolutely fantastic and completely on board. How much does the exposure mean to LaGrange to be able to be here?
First of all, we're so appreciative of what everybody's done here. We are the second winningest program traditionally in the state of Georgia behind Valdosta. And we are the 7th winningest football program in the nation.
Wow.
So we have tremendous tradition. So we are so excited and appreciative of being here. And Matt Napier and our staff, we feel like have honored this, getting prepared for this. We hope we have a better second half, but we're grateful for being here.
Well, gentlemen, we're grateful to have y'all here and be a part of your first Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. And with that, we've got more football coming up right after the break.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken experts since 1990. Taco experts since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC provides apprentices with free training and careers that are stable and essential to the operation of the modern world. Both craft jobs and management positions offer lucrative pay with benefits as well as the stability of a growing industry. Skilled journeymen in the sheet metal industry are essential to our community now and in the future. Learn more about free technical training with no student debt at our website, careersinsheetmetal.com.
Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One's smothered with creamy chipotle ranch, and one's got avocado ranch with bacon. Chipotle, avocado. Chipotle, avocado. Deciding is hard, so just get both. Woo, saucy. Zaxby's.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic, game 1 for us of what's going to be an incredible weekend's worth of action here. And an incredible start for Douglas right now, up 18-3 over the LaGrange Grangers. And, of course, when you take a look at the rest of the schedule for the rest of the week, looking ahead now to tomorrow, a few more teams make their Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic debut. South Paulding against Dunwoody. And then tomorrow night, Rusty get a chance to see Prince Avenue against West Forsyth. West Forsyth's done a great job of hosting that Thursday night event now for a good number of years. And how about a kind of a battle of differing classifications as Princeton Avenue gets ready to take on West Forsyth?
I talked to West Forsyth staff, and they said, listen, Rusty, we know you know, but when you look at Prince, that doesn't look like a single-A private team. I mean, they are very good all over. There's a lot of people interested in that game tomorrow night. It'll be prime time from West Forsyth. Prince Avenue replacing Aaron Philo, who went off to Georgia Tech as one of the all-time great quarterbacks in the history of Georgia, state of Georgia. So it'll be interesting what they do at quarterback. Interesting what West Forsyth does to try to slow down a fast-paced offense.
And speaking of Georgia Tech, they could be in line to get a big-time player at a Prince Avenue Christian after Christian Garrett, the defensive lineman, decommitted from Georgia. Sounds like Georgia Tech could be the beneficiary of Garrett going back on the open market.
Yeah, I talked to someone at Prince today. They said that Alabama, Texas, several schools had reached out, but right now all signs look like Brent Key landing him at some point in this class.
And then speaking of private schools, also on Friday, we'll see our first Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic appearance for Hebron Christian Academy. Jonathan Guess, who did a long time, great job there at Eagles Landing Christian Academy, moves over to
6 state championships.
Yeah, tremendous success there, moves over to Hebron. A part of the state there in Gwinnett County where a lot of very good high school football has been played for a long time, and now Hebron kind of putting its stamp on that. And the game that gets moved back, obviously because of the postponement of the game involving Rome, the game involving Hebron and Thurl gets moved back to a little later on the afternoon.
Yeah, and then Callaway and Cass will finish up Friday night from Rome. I know Buff Stass, Rome having to obviously kind of bow out after the accident they had last week, well-documented bus wreck, and just very, very lucky that it was not worse than what it was.
And I know that's your community where you live.
Man.
Can you give us a little bit of an update on how that community is coping with what?
Yeah.
Even if the actual news is certainly much, much better than it could have been, how that community just sort of coping with the fear involved in an incident like that?
I think deep breaths. Everybody understands how bad that could have been. 3 buses. That was bus number 1. I think initially, once they got over and said, okay, we this is the list of injuries on Saturday, I think they felt like they could play. Well, on Sunday, they start having some lingering issues, start having some kids that kind of tested for concussion. And at that point, John Reed said, listen, we got to pull our kids back. Understandable. Called I.J. Rosenberg, had a meeting. Everybody was on the same page. Right decision for Rome to take this week off and get ready down the line and give those kids some extra time to rest and receive medical treatment.
And to our folks in Northwest Georgia, we send you guys all of our prayers for sure that everybody's feeling good, and obviously a season that puts this kind of potentially horrifying star into the distant memory before it is all said and done. So LaGrange about to receive the football here, trailing by 15 points. It'll be a wobbly kick to start things off. Going to be fielded right there around the 20-yard line. Still running up to the 35. So Cockrell got something going there for LaGrange. And before we get back to action here, we'll remind you that our friends at Gordo's Cheese Dip are going to be looking for the cheesiest fans of the game. So make sure you snap a photo, say cheese, then use the hashtag Fiesta every day for your chance to be featured on television all season long with our friends at Gordo's Cheese Dip. Sounds like a lot of fun as we roll through our drive for the GHSA state title. Flag down here before we even run our first play of the second half.
Legal procedure there against LaGrange. I had a chance to go down underneath the bleachers at halftime, and LaGrange was talking to their players very calm, talking a lot of X and O's. It wasn't like hollering, very vocal. Listen, guys, this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to line up. So very experienced staff working with them and trying to make some adjustments at halftime.
It's going to be a running play going the direction of Fannin here on first down. Nothing doing there for Fannin. Also important to know that one of the most, I guess, coveted and recognized players on the LaGrange roster from a recruiting standpoint is Jordan Stringer, an outstanding wide receiver for the class of 2026. Jordan Stringer is not playing tonight for LaGrange, so obviously you're going to feel the effects of that offense.
On paper, he is their number 1 player. He's got Power 5 offers, Power 4 offers. We had a chance to have him in Georgia Elite Classic last year, a really good-looking player. Coach Napier called. We got him in the game. So, you're missing a big piece of the puzzle tonight in him, and hopefully they'll get back sooner than later for LaGrange.
Barber takes the snap, handing off to Fannin again, and Fannin once again running into some trouble. John Amofa, one of the guys in on that stop.
He has been everywhere. Number 90. 6'1.5", 250-pound sophomore defensive lineman. I'm telling you, his motor has been running at a high level.
Jalen Birdsong also in on that one too. So this is going back to something you talked about a little earlier, is not only is Douglas having some success, they're also rotating some guys in.
They are rotating.
We've seen Douglas on TV a couple of years in a row now. This is more depth than we've seen Stanley Pritchett's teams have.
Yes.
Barber taking the snap, pressure coming again, and he's going to go down again. Nice play that time by Martez Sadler. It was set up by the pass rush. Sadler was the beneficiary of it. Probably not the first guy to get his hands on Barber, but he was the guy that gets the sack.
Yeah, and here's the thing that works for, I got a player down right now for Douglas. Might be a cramp. Here's the thing you love if you're Douglas. They're getting pressure with their front four.
That's right.
They're not having to bring extra bodies. I believe that's a cramp.
All right, yeah, and that's also Jonte Gilbert who's being helped up. So while he's going off the sideline, we'll take a quick break ourselves here and come back and show you early second half action with Douglas on top of LaGrange.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of the battle? Will you still train like a champion in pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrician. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
Are you interested in becoming a deputy or a jailer? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is hiring and looking for individuals passionate about protecting and serving their community. If you are 18 years or older, join our team by visiting gogcso.com for more information. Gwinnett County, together, we can make a difference.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by Northside Hospital, your source of strength. The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office. Serve and protect through dedication, professionalism, and active cooperation with the community. Smart Local 85. Sheet metal is a smart move. Gatorade. Fuel tomorrow. And by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports.
All right, welcome back, everybody. On fourth down here, LaGrange going to have to punt on its first possession of the second half. And as they get the punt away, there's also another whistle that blows.
Man, this special teams tape is going to drive Coach Napier crazy. This is something that you just cannot have.
So that's going to back up LaGrange again, make the punt now even longer. We've seen a couple of issues with short punts in the first half.
Bad snap.
And be careful with Casey Barner, the freshman, back to return this if you're LaGrange. So this time a high punt by Calhoun. Going to bounce right at midfield, now roll back a bit. drop down there and touched dead by Outland, and that gives, once again, already leading by a couple of touchdowns, more than that. Douglas the football again with good field position.
Yeah, not a great kick again. You know, you start thinking about things. I tell you what, I watched him in pregame a couple of times. He was hammering it. That ball checked up on him, so Douglas will start again on their side of the ball. Gilbert is back in up top in this 3-by-1 set.
We have seen him get a touchdown already today on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, in college, as a defensive back.
Freshman at the bottom, 1-on-1.
So we'll keep our eye on both those spots here. Wilson instead, though, it's a handoff. Met right at the line of scrimmage that time was Watkins. Good job defensively by LaGrange on that.
Man, that was an RPO, and Barner had the option. We got a player down. I believe we got another cramp.
Yeah, that's Watkins that time, who I believe is down, the running back who carried the football.
I hope that's a cramp.
A moment ago.
Should say. Barner took off on a route, and he was upset. Did not throw the ball. He was 3 or 4 yards behind the LaGrange defender. Yeah, he's cramping. See what he got on his foot. Yep.
Yeah, so a good stop by LaGrange on that. And now we'll see if Watkins is okay. And while he is being tended to, we'll also take a quick timeout and come back and get our third quarter rolling again right after this.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
You'd better hurry. The St. Jude Dream Home giveaway ends soon. And the St. Jude Dream Home, valued at $675,000. The deadline for tickets is August 15th. Time is running out. Get your tickets now and help Atlanta families.
Set the record. The biggest WNBA game in Atlanta history. The Atlanta Dream look to even the score against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Get your tickets to the biggest dream game of the year and see why the WNBA is taking the nation by storm. Don't be left out when State Farm sells out. Monday, August 26th. Grab the hottest ticket in town now at dream.wnba.com.
Okay, going back to 1.
This industry is my life. The Georgia film industry feeds my children, and it feeds my dreams, which are 2 very important things. The film community is a real vital ecosystem. You can make a living in it in an incredible town.
Real jobs, real impact. Support Georgia Films. Visit whygeorgia.com.
Here's to the legends of the game who paved the way for the stars of today.
Get out of his way.
Origin Sports showcases sports history that is as relevant today as it was in the past. We deliver the stars, stories, moments, and games that define the very essence of sports.
Touchdown! Hammer time!
Because when you celebrate the past, you embrace the future. Origin Sports. Run it back.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Douglas with the football and the lead here, 18-3 over LaGrange. Second half action of game 1 of our Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. See John Wilson taking the snap. Now he's going to crank it up and throw and looking for his intended target, but not able to connect with Casey Barner, who had a step on a defensive back, and that could have been another touchdown, but just not quite able to connect.
You guarantee he went back to the huddle and told them guys, throw me the ball. I've got this guy unable to connect there, but he had that defender stacked. Just let him a little bit too much. 3rd and 9 here for Douglas. This is a big play here for LaGrange early in the second half.
It is, and we have seen Coach Pritchett for Douglas, as I said before, whether it be a decision to go for it on 4th or be aggressive with minute 45 in the first half. He's been somewhat protective of this lead and somewhat cautious. We'll see how aggressive they want to be at midfield on a 3rd down play here. Wilson going to crank it up, throw towards the sideline, and that's incomplete. And LaGrange has gotten what it needed. It has forced a 4th down.
Yeah, good stop there by LaGrange. Good job in coverage right there. Trying to drop one over that overhang outside linebacker, just unable to do it. But good protection by the line of scrimmage there for LaGrange, not getting any pressure with their front three right now.
Gilbert will now come on to punt. That's the Georgia commit defensive back who has a touchdown on the offensive side and also doing work there as the punter. Grayson Cockrell, who in the absence today of Jordan Stringer might be the most dynamic playmaker out there for. And is this going to be Gilbert looking to keep it himself here? He didn't get there.
Good job.
Nice job by LaGrange snuffing that out. Earlier on the punt today, Gilbert kind of did the rugby style where he ran and then kicked it. You almost wondered, was this going to be that again? Instead, seeing an opportunity to gain that, obviously wanted to use his athleticism. And in this case, LaGrange was all over it.
Good job by 14 there from LaGrange to
Hezekiah
string that
Avery
out. And he ran Gilbert down into the sidelines. Like you said, Brandon, like you said, special teams is a play every time in high school
for either
football.
team. It could be for either side.
Team, no question. For either team. Anything can happen.
So we'll see if that stop gets some life here for the Grangers. It's a handoff on first down. Couple that time and not much more. As once again, it's a nice stop up there by Jalen Birdsong. Fannin has grinded out some tough, hard yards for LaGrange. Probably hasn't broken the big one yet the way he would like to.
Douglas has not let him get to the second level to get going. They have been gang tackling and getting him to the ground.
Barber, the snap, quick release towards the left sideline, still running down there, first down yardage. Nice throw and catch to get things going there for the Grangers. And that's Grayson Cockrell once again.
I like that. Nice, easy toss, just outside in the boundary. Let your guy do work.
So LaGrange on the move here, trying to quickly reverse what was a lot of Douglas momentum in the first half. Barber, handoff, big hit there to bring him down.
Number 30.
Yeah, unbelievable stop that time by Martrez Sadler.
Their front seven is a problem.
It's been really the difference in the game.
Yeah, we got some cramps going on, man.
I'm
telling you, man, their front seven is a problem.
And really, you know, when it comes to some of the cramping things like that, the time to prevent that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, nobody thought about that. And you know, the coaches say, "Hey, y'all hydrate, drink water before you go to bed." Now, we're going to play some college football where nobody's drinking anything.
We're going to stay up at 3 a.m.
We're staying at 3 o'clock, and we'll see you on Wednesday, Coach.
Play some NCAA 25.
Yes. Yeah, there's nobody had the old quart of pickle juice by the bed at night. Not happening.
You see the guy that just made that stop, Sadler, unfortunately having to walk off the field. He's dealing with that cramp. And, you know, both teams are going to deal with this because both teams are obviously experiencing the heat.
Yep.
But if you're Douglas, you have a smaller roster overall, and you've also had the lead. You've got to be careful that one of these cramps doesn't come at the wrong time for one of the players who's really made a big contribution for you. Just by the naked eye, it doesn't appear that LaGrange has been as bothered by it thus far as Douglas has been.
Man, that is an awful pain when your body locks up.
It is.
Calf locks up.
You wake up,
wake
up in the middle of the night, try to get out of bed.
Yeah, stand up.
Barber now running again, right side, getting chased, pushed out of bounds over there. That was Andreco Griggs, who's had a pretty good day today, who pushed out Barber. And Barber's going to get it across the 30, or right at the 30. About 4 that time for him.
Third and about 7.
Yeah.
7 and close to 3rd and 7. They got a flag. Yep, got one to jump. Pick up 5 easy there.
Yes, that's going to make 3rd down much more manageable now. So that'll bring up 3rd and 2. Handoff goes the way Fannin. He's hitting the backfield, but second effort's going to get him that first down. Much needed for the Grangers. And here they come, the fresh set of downs, knocking on the door of the red zone.
Yeah, well, we got one down. We got a cramp.
And this is going to feel like one of those, college things that you sometimes see. We have every reason to believe in the case of Birdsong here that's a legitimate cramp. But the same way that sometimes injuries will slow down a hot offense, in this particular case, this cramp for, what we assume is a cramp for Douglas is going to slow down what was starting to feel like some LaGrange momentum offensively.
Yep, and they wanted to go fast. You hear their coaches going on the ball, on the ball, on the ball, and had a defender down, unable to do that.
Yeah, that's Jalen Birdsong. That's a defensive lineman we've seen make a lot of plays today. So coming up, game 2 here from Kell High School.
Another good one.
It's going to be a fantastic game between North Atlanta, who has won Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic games in each of the last 2 years, representing the Atlanta public school system in doing so, against a Kell team that a year ago we saw lose to Parkview, a different kind of classification matchup. Parkview, obviously, from the highest classification. We knew at the time that Kell would shake that loss off as it got into region play, and it did go on to win the region in Bobby May second season there on the job. You see the handoff going straight ahead. Caden Thomas up near another LaGrange first down.
They're going to try to get on the ball real quick, too, right here with Douglas looking a little bit tired on the field. You see them getting up to the line of scrimmage, trying to get the play called. Coach Napier signals it in.
We're also in the red zone here. Presented by IBW Local 613. Barber, handoff. Thomas, the carry once again. Still on his feet. Ball comes loose at the goal line. And Douglas is going to fall on it. Everything going the way of LaGrange. And a fumbled football going to turn into a turnover. Whew. And that is a shocking turn of events. Douglas comes up with a turnover, stopping what would have been a LaGrange touchdown drive. Miscue coming at the wrong time for the Grangers.
Man.
How about that?
You see all the momentum. All the momentum.
Planting season is here, and it's time to get your yard looking its best. So treat your yard to the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Mowing, maintenance, design, and construction. Personal Touch Lawn Care does it all.
If my yard is taken care of, it's one thing off my list that I don't have to worry about.
Sign up now for monthly maintenance and get the 12th month free.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238 or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom.
It's a very nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your breath, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
The Forum River Center in Rome, Georgia is now open and available for meetings and receptions. We're fully equipped for large conventions, sporting events, weddings, and much more. The Forum is located downtown within walking distance of local restaurants, hotels, and boutique shopping. We offer a variety of meeting spaces, many with beautiful river views. Outdoor venues are available for that special touch. With our adjacent parking deck and a personal concierge on site, your event is sure to be a hit. Find out more at forumrivercenter.com.
The Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic is brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today. And presented by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Electrify your career.
So a significant turn of events there a moment ago. The LaGrange cheerleaders you see bringing us back from break. Unfortunately, though, they didn't have much reason to be happy a moment ago as LaGrange has a fumble, what appeared to be a drive on the way to the end zone. That becomes a possession now for Douglas, and now, as you see, a penalty to back up Douglas on its first snap. But the big story there, what looked to be a statement drive from LaGrange to begin the second half in the third quarter, ends up resulting in a fumble.
I mean, you kind of had Douglas on the ropes there, grinding that drive out. You saw he had 4 or 5 plays in a row that a player cramp up, and you give them a break by a turnover right there. See if LaGrange can get a stop. Oh, my goodness.
And you see there,
wide open there.
Yeah, that was a nice run by Wilson.
Quarterback read there, and he keeps it.
So Wilson's been dynamic with his legs, and you know, a lot of difference when you look at the experience. This is a guy we've kind of watched grow up here in this Douglas offense over the course of the last couple of years, and certainly looking very comfortable in this offense here right now. Another handoff, room to run up the middle, crossing the 35, getting up near the 38, 39-yard line there is Janorius Barner.
Oh, by the way, the other freshman brother. 2 freshmen in this backfield for Douglas.
Wilson wants to go fast. Handoff again. Finding another soft spot right there in the middle and going to drag guys across the first down line to make. And all of a sudden, Douglas here on the back of Barner is turning a possession game by a fumble, and they're chewing up big chunks right in the middle of this defense.
Yeah, they've got LaGrange right now, kind of hands on their hips, looking around and coming right downhill with this young freshman tailback.
Here comes Wilson again, content to play with pace. Same type deal right up the middle, and same result for the most part. Charging ahead for 5-6 yards there, although let's take a look at what happened here.
Got a player down for LaGrange.
Yeah, so LaGrange player down. Can't see the number on that right now.
I believe it was number 6. I believe it was Grayson Cockrell.
The situation, but Cockrell obviously a pivotal player there for LaGrange, so hopefully he'll be okay. While we have a moment, let's remind you about our friends at Breda Pest Management. If critters are creeping into your attic, you better call Breda Pest Management to get a highly trained expert to kick those critters out. Under the Breda Wildlife Guarantee, if any critters return, you're covered at no additional cost. Breda, they handle bugs and critters.
We're early, Brandon. We have watched a lot of teams over the last couple of years from Atlanta Public Schools and in the Atlanta area. I'm telling you right now, Douglas is pushing for maybe the number 1 team in the city right now. The way they look to me, the way they're put together, and you start talking about 22 seniors and how physical they are on both sides of the line of scrimmage. They got speed. They got a pair of 2 freshmen right now that are causing problems for LaGrange.
And when you go back a couple of years ago when North Atlanta pulled what I thought was an upset over West Forsyth that night in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic, you know, that was obviously a very big deal at the time. Now when North Atlanta comes back and wins again the second year, a little bit less of a big deal. And so now we've got, you know, obviously a strong representation from APS in this event. And so, you know, Douglas tonight, I think, is still kind of carrying that flag for APS, a school system that doesn't feel like it gets the same level of attention as the other metro Atlanta counties do. But as you said, you could not represent the city any better than Douglas has here tonight. As you see, unfortunately right now, Cockrell being helped off the field here. That's a significant loss for a LaGrange team that's already pretty banged up. Wilson lost the football on the handoff there. I believe Watkins was able to fall back on that. And to further the point we're just making about LaGrange a moment ago, in addition to a couple of guys obviously banged up here tonight, you're also talking about a team replacing 17 starters from a year ago.
Yeah, a lot. And that's one thing, too, with Coach Napier. This team's going to be better. I tell you right now, both of these teams in November are not who you want to see on the other sideline. I guarantee you that.
Well, it's so similar. And by the way, of the 17 starters, 16 guys off this LaGrange team a year ago signed college scholarships. It's a little bit like what we saw. I mentioned, Parkview kind of beating up on Kell last year, that obviously we knew Kell would be a much different team once you kind of got out. Now, this is a little bit different because these are 2 teams in the same classification, but Kell playing the 7A team had a little bit of an issue with that and went on to have an outstanding season after that. Now, the real shame of a year ago was is we never saw Parkview be the same team again the rest of the
They sure
year.
weren't. Just didn't click for them.
Well, they also dealt with a lot of injuries.
They had a ton of injuries. They're also running back the first game, right?
That's right here with us.
Yeah, and if you remember that game, Bryce Clavon, who started his first day University of Georgia Day baseball play, if you remember that, he played for Kell. He got on a plane and went to Arizona to try out for Team USA and made it and was gone another 3 weeks.
By the way, a signee for Georgia baseball here this year, part of the great job that Wes Johnson's doing with that club right now. Hey, while we have a moment, let's also look ahead to some of the other games that are going to be coming up over the course of the next couple of days. We talked about the Thursday, the Friday action a little earlier. Let's talk about Saturday, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Obviously, Walton and Brookwood. Brookwood, of course, a fixture in this event. Walton in recent years has been as well. And for Walton, a team that played for a state championship a year ago, it came about as close to winning a state championship as you can without doing that.
Yeah.
Boy, a really different look now for Daniel Bruner's Raiders, right?
I talked to Coach Bruner at the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic luncheon, and he really likes the Rusty. That was my guys. That was my guys. But he's excited about his youth on this team and excited to see what these guys can do.
Here is Wilson looking to throw, getting rid of it, and it's an incompletion. Good coverage on that by Mason Boykin that time.
Ability to elude a defender, man. They had a corner blitz, and they had that dialed up perfect. He just made the defensive back miss him one-on-one. Almost made that play to convert on third down.
So that brings up fourth. Gilbert will be back to punt again. Cockrell, who has been the punt returner, is obviously out of the game. We saw him taken out a moment ago. So it'll be a different punt returner for LaGrange this time. Last time, Gilbert did try to fake it. This time, more conventional. Gets a high kick that'll bounce at the 20. Take an Astro roll inside the 15. Opportunity for return non-existent for Julian Jones. But LaGrange avoids damage from the fumble, gets the football back, but a long way away from where they were when they coughed it up a few minutes ago.
They really needed that stop after that. They had some offensive momentum. They had some things working. They were kind of had Douglas on their heels, had them tired, had them cramping. Let's see if they start to come right back at them again and see if they can move the chains and get this ball down and have another one of these long drives, this time to punch it in.
And you're kind of wondering, okay, who that playmaker will be, because obviously playing today without Jordan Stringer, as we've told you, but also Bryson Cockrell, another guy who's made some plays in this game, is also, we believe still on the sideline as well. So all of a sudden now, if you want to put the ball in the air, you're kind of left to wonder who that guy's going to make the play for LaGrange here right now. That's Barber going to try to keep it himself, and right now Douglas is all over that, and John Amofa once again having a nice afternoon.
I'm telling you right now, number 90 came ready to play. He came ready to play.
And Douglas thus far sending about as strong a message as a team could send here. Really on both sides of the ball about what their capabilities might be. And only a small portion of this has been Jonte Gilbert. Does have a touchdown.
Yep.
His presence always commands attention. Please understand that. But the biggest plays in this game have been made by others than Gilbert. Barber now rolling right. Going to try to crank it up and throw. Antonio Colton was the intended target.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Gilbert got away with one right there. He got up a little bit, and that receiver is a little out and up. And he grabbed a hold of the jersey. Didn't get called, though, so that's all that matters, but they got away with one there.
So in that case, Barber trying to do the best he possibly could do in terms of seeing if he makes something happen, but instead it didn't. So with 3rd and 12 here coming up, we'll take some time to quick commercial timeout and come back and show you more action here on game 1 of our Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I've made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision, our team brings it to life.
The big seller was no student debt. That was a big thing for me. You work and make money while you're going to school. You learn on the job as well as in school. It's all around. You can't beat it. It's just a good feeling. It's you work with your hands. You did all that yourself, and it's paying off. And I'm not even through with school yet. You know, my career is just getting started. Looking back, it's a very incredible feeling.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by Georgia's Rome, where the rivers meet and the mountains begin. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Seatbelts save lives. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds you to buckle up before every trip. The Georgia Elite Classic, Georgia's largest all-star games. And by Breda Pest Management, the official pest control of Atlanta.
We are back, third quarter action, 3:13 to go in the period. Douglas is on top, 18-3. LaGrange does have the football back, and on a third down throw, not able to connect with the running back, Malachi Fannin, and that's going to be fourth down now quickly for LaGrange, who needs to try to make something happen as quickly as he possibly can.
Yeah, that's a ball Barber wishes he had back. It kind of sailed on him there. Play like that quick, you have to get the ball in your receiver's hands and allow him to run. He had to jump up. Play timing was off because of that throw.
So that's going to bring on Mason Calhoun back to punt.
Watch snap here.
Yeah, that's been an issue for LaGrange here today. Barner, the freshman, is back deep to receive it. He's also a threat to do something here. Calhoun in the uncomfortable position of being in his goal line. Probably gets his best punt off of the day. Barner comes up to field at the 40-yard line. He's going to be tackled right there. Now, it's good field position again for Douglas, but probably the cleanest special teams play, at least in a while, for LaGrange right there.
Good snap, good kick, and good coverage. Unfortunately, he was doing that from the end zone.
You almost wonder if you're LaGrange, if you don't need to make a big play on defense to give yourself a chance.
Yeah, scoop and score, something like that. Pick six.
Just a little bit limited right now on the offensive side.
Especially now missing two playmakers. And you got a first-time quarterback starting for you.
Now, if we know that, Stanley Pritchett, the Douglas coach, also knows that. So we'll see how he wants to handle it. New look here for Douglas in terms of what it's doing at the quarterback spot there as well. That's another Wildcat play, slipping down on that and going down behind the line of scrimmage.
Ball headed off the case. Barner slips over the play.
It was Barner on the carry. Actually, that was Elijah Hunter. Yeah, the senior.
Hunter. Yep.
That's a transfer over from South Atlanta.
I believe we're having questions with the clock right now.
Yeah, so it's going to be a penalty going against Douglas. So after the loss on the carry by Hunter, then you got the motion penalty on Douglas to back him up more. But Hunter will stay in as the Wildcat, and he's going to run it again. Back near the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're just coming at him right now. Wildcat sealing off the edge. Goes from a negative down in distance now to a much more manageable 2nd and 9.
Is this too careful if you're Douglas here?
You trust your defense a lot right here. This is saying we can run the ball. Let's run this clock, and we trust our defense right now.
John Wilson now back in at quarterback. 2 receivers on the right side. The handoff faked. Wilson then keeps it himself. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and now pretty quickly that's 3rd down now coming up.
Yeah, now you want to use some clock right here. They may even call timeout. Let's see what play they like here. They can run this right to a minute left. You see him point to the clock. You see him pointing down.
Grangers will put 4 men with their hand in the turf. On 3rd down, dump off pass. That goes the way of the tight end, Deontay White. White spins off to the 35. That's going to be a manageable 4th down, but 4th down nonetheless.
It's about 4th and 4 right here. You anticipate them going for this.
Under a minute now. A 1st down here would make things pretty tough on LaGrange with just 12 minutes remaining. What's about to be 12 minutes remaining.
Yeah, so they're going to go Wildcat here with Barner.
Yeah, so it's a couple of different Wildcat, guys on this possession.
They've done it with Hunter and Barner now.
More changes coming.
They better hurry.
Play clock now down to 3. It's 2.
They call timeout.
And they're going to get the timeout called with really about 1 second left in the play clock. And Stanley Pritchett is not happy about any of that.
No. He did not want to burn a timeout on 4th and 4.
All right, so with 22 seconds left, if you're LaGrange, you got to feel pretty good about where you are if you can get this stop. Now, for Douglas, after the completion to White, you pretty much got any play in the playbook you want here.
I haven't seen Barner throw it, I don't believe. He's kept it every play, so you got to, if you're talking right now, you have got to contain on the edge. He's hurt you twice getting outside of the defensive ends. You got to keep him in the box and run to the football.
So Douglas back out there offensively. Up at the top of your screen, I believe that's John Gilbert lining up there. What's the right side of this formation?
Heavy package here, 90s in the game at 8's back.
That's Barner again at the Wildcat quarterback spot. He takes the snap, heading straight ahead, barreling his way forward. And he's going to be, by appearances, about a little bit short.
Yep, good stop right there. Good job by LaGrange. Looks like the spot. Yep, they're going to give him the ball. Not even going to measure that. Came up short. Good job by LaGrange, holding again one more time defensively.
And as you said, this is a case that Stanley Pritchett trusts his defense.
Yes.
And he gets that. All right. So we're going to come out here with 14 seconds left and see LaGrange start a drive that will extend into the final period of regulation, needing to try to make something happen, trailing by 15 points. On 1st down, the hand goes to Fannin. Fannin trying to find the edge, gets across the 40. So nice carry on 1st down for Malachi Fannin. Clock sits at 8 seconds now in our 3rd quarter.
It gives him one more play, got out of bounds.
So they gave him the full 10 on that and gave him the 1st down. So that's the kind of the bigger kind of carry, more so than what we've seen from Fannin. Maybe coming at the right timing for the Grangers. Handoff again, making men miss. Couple of yards that time, having to fight just to get back. Jalen Birdsong was among the Astros there to make that stop. So fascinating final 12 minutes. LaGrange needs 15 points to tie. Douglas needs 12 more minutes to walk away a winner in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. What a way to start things for the entire country here in the Peachtree Sports Network.
Nobody wants to hear the word roaches because who wants to admit they have roaches?
I actually found some weird roaches. I didn't know what they were. I decided to choose Breda. I reached out to them. They check in routinely. They're explaining what they're doing. So there's a lot of clarity in the process as well. I think that just speaks to the level of safety that I feel with the organization.
The facts are, roaches are everywhere in our environment. So what are you doing to keep them out of your home?
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Careers in the sheet metal industry are not only lucrative and rewarding, but also highly technical. Our industry includes the use of AutoCAD, BIM, robotics, and virtual reality. Apprentices acquire skills that are in high demand and are essential to the development of the modern world. These technical skills will establish your career now and for decades into the future. Learn more about opportunities in the sheet metal industry today by visiting our website at careersinsheetmetal.com.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic is sponsored by Personal Touch Lawn Care. The smallest details make the biggest difference. Gordo's, Fiesta every day. The Rome Floyd Chamber, opportunity awaits. Zaxby's famous fingers and sauces. And by Georgia High School Sports Daily. Live at noon Monday through Friday after Labor Day on the Peachtree Sports Network and the Atlanta News First app.
Fourth quarter action set to begin. LaGrange needs points. They have the football, though. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Corky Kell, Dave Hunter Classic from Kell High School. There is Barber, the quarterback, crossing midfield, taking a big hit from Marquavius Grimes for his troubles. But that's going to help move the chains for LaGrange, trying desperately to make something happen here.
That's been his best thing tonight. 10 rushes for 26 yards. He's hurt him in a couple of chunk plays.
Barber now the handoff. Handoff goes to Fannin. Fannin may have gotten one. Second down now coming up. So in the previous drive offensively, Douglas coach Stanley Pritchett pretty conservative, couple of wildcat plays, as Rusty said, content to trust the defense, and that defense now gets to show why that trust was well earned. They're going to put 5 guys along the line of scrimmage defensively. The handoff is going to go to Thomas, and Thomas is going to find very little. Jalen Birdsong comes up with the finger in the air. He's happy about what he did.
Not a lot of confidence right now from LaGrange to throw the football. Down 2 touchdowns, 10 minutes to go. I know you've had a little bit of success, but on 2nd and 10, you go right back at it for no gain. Just think early on right now they're trying to find their way in the passing game.
Already missing Jordan Stringer, the top flight recruit for the class of 2026. We have not seen Bryson Cockrell come back in the game since leaving a few minutes ago.
He's on the training table.
Douglas was showing pressure. Flag comes in. Douglas says they were drawn off. And I believe they're going to get their winning argument here. So back up LaGrange a little bit. Now make it 3rd and 15.
Barber is 2 for 6 for 13 yards passing tonight. A lot of that's been he's been pressured. And he's missing 2 playmakers. You know, this is not his complete package right now, but they've got to find a way to get the conversion on this 3rd and 15, or at least get it to 4th and manageable.
Setting up a throw. Here comes the pressure again. Going to find some room on the sideline. Going to make 4th down at least more manageable here. Looks like he went out of bounds around the Astro 45. So it's at least a bit more manageable of a 4th down.
I think you got to go to. You've had 2 stops in a row for LaGrange. You're down 15, 10 minutes to go. 4th and 8. You pick up 7 yards right there.
Am I correct in saying the deepest pass attempt of the day was actually by Bryson Cockrell on the ball that was intercepted in the first quarter?
Probably right.
So Torian Reeves will be the receiver on 4th down all the way over to your left.
Timeout, LaGrange. They want to talk about it.
Yeah, so the decision here perhaps, well, I'll ask you, is this decision go or kick, or is this a decision of what play do you want to run?
No, you've got to get your best play in. What personnel you have? You don't have two of your best guys. Coach, what package do we have to pick up 8 yards right here?
While I have a moment, let me remind you, Breda Pest Management knows your house inside and out with customized treatment plan that stops any bugs and critters. Breda does it right, protecting the inside and outside of your home. It's the bugs inside your home, after all. Those are the ones you want gone. Breda, they handle bugs and critters.
I kind of like getting Barber out with a run-pass option. Can he get out and break contain and get 8 yards?
You know, you almost wonder, is there this is just like drawing stuff up in the dirt. Is there something they could do to throw back to him? Because that's almost a guy. If he could find a way to, a Philly special type thing, catch the football, that's almost a guy you like to see get a chance to do something with his legs. But you got to try to find a way to create that space for him.
And also too, not downplaying this game. But is that something you want to put on tape tonight?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that something you want to put on tape? Because that's a play that puts a lot into it. You maybe only get 1 or 2 chances a year at that.
Watch 45 here. He's going to line up as a slot receiver on the right side of the formation. That's Antonio Colton. That's a sophomore. They've tried to throw to him tonight. On the far left side, that's going to be Torian Reeves. It's 4th down now. Barber rolling left. Got some time and probably had an opportunity to connect it. That's probably about as good a play as you're going to get, but a really good job defensive by Khalil Curtis to step in and knock that pass down. They had a first down throw opportunity to Malachi Fannin, the running back, but just a good play by Khalil Curtis prevented that from being a completion.
That was straight up man-to-man, great coverage. They're saying our guy can cover your guy, and he made the play. That is picture-perfect defensive back play.
But if you're Matt Napier, known for obviously your offensive prowess, you got what you wanted.
Oh, you got a one-on-one. Yeah, you got a one-on-one with your back.
With the guy that's probably your best playmaker on the field at the moment.
Dialed it up, what they wanted.
Just Douglas, who has made nothing but plays defensively all night long. And now a drive here, all of a sudden you're looking at some real opportunities. And on first down, all of a sudden the middle of that LaGrange defense having a hard time keeping up with this Douglas running game. And that was Antoine Watkins once again.
This is where you start worrying about the number of snaps. You've been on the field a lot the second half. It's hot. Douglas is going to come right downhill at you right here.
Handoff going in. Actually, it's going to be a fake. Will's going to pull it back out and throw one of those RPO type deals.
That's Gilbert.
Yeah, and there you go. Jonte Gilbert gets, I believe, his second catch of the night there. Third catch of the day for Gilbert. Let me correct myself.
3-by-1 formation. When they've shown this, they've ran out of it. Let's see if they go back up the middle here with this.
Yeah, you stack 3 on the left side. All by himself there on the right side.
They've got numbers to run.
They will try to, but Matt right there, nice job defensively.
Yep.
A good stop being made by Nehemiah McLaughlin there, the defensive end.
Good job, LaGrange there. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 right here.
And this Grangers defense is keeping its team in the game.
They have. They've really kind of bowed their neck, so to speak.
But this will be a pivotal moment.
This is definitely 2-down territory if you don't have a big negative play here.
About to go under 9 minutes left in our game. You'll flip the formation, spread the 3 receivers out wide on the right side now. Once again, football came free, and LaGrange has fallen on it.
Huge play by LaGrange defense.
Elijah Hunter was the Wildcat quarterback again. Javier Easter there to hop on the football for the Grangers and hold everything here. LaGrange may have just got the momentum that it needed.
Very nice play by LaGrange there, man. You talking about when you had to have it, 3rd and 1.
Big moment there by Easter to fall on that football, and I didn't see who knocked it free from Hunter if Hunter just lost the grip on it. But either way, it works out very well for LaGrange. Clock is a factor, but still plenty of time. A moment ago on 4th down, we did see Barber get a one-on-one opportunity for his running back Malachi Fannin. It was an incomplete, but can they draw something like that up again? This time pass complete on 1st down. It's Julian Jones. Jones probably lost yardage on 1st down. just chasing him out of bounds was Jaquan Fletcher.
Fast group, man, on defense. They run to the football.
So, second down here, under 9 minutes. Barber looking to throw, trying to buy some time. Pressure comes, tries to skate free of that. Now going to get positive yardage across the 45-yard line. Nice gain to make something happen out of that. Grimes once again on the stop. But Barber gets a big gain to make it 3rd and 1. Ball will sit on the 45, still in Granger territory. Barber going to hand it off. Fighting for first down, and it's going to be close. Caden Thomas on the carry, and that's going to depend on the spot. There's also a Douglas player down.
Yeah,
that's Jalen Birdsong. The second time today he's been shaken up. First time obviously came back in. Birdsong's had a nice night.
With those two interior defensive linemen, 99 and 90.
And actually, let me correct myself. That is John Amofa, not Birdsong, who is down for Douglas right now. So Amofa being tended to, you see the LaGrange cheerleaders trying to do whatever they can to give themselves a little bit of a break from the sun. Amofa is going to walk off in his own power here, which is a great thing to be able to see.
Yeah, he's played well today, man. We're gonna have some text messages going around. We're gonna have Gatorade MVP, Gatorade Offensive Player, and Gatorade Defensive Player of the game. And if things don't change, number 9 is going to get one of those. I can guarantee you that.
I certainly think he's deserving of that. All right. Looking at a 1st and 10 here. Handoff going to go left side. A couple that time for Caden Thomas. As the momentum takes them all the way near the huge collection of LaGrange tents. They got like a little tent city over there.
They do. When I got here today, I was like, man, they got this thing set up.
A lot of shade being gained by those. You also see the Grangers marching band, the Band of Champions they're called. 6 state championships in program history for LaGrange. 3 over the course of a period of 4 years, the very early 2000s.
I'll tell you this, a legal shift against the offense. I will tell you this, I talked to Coach Napier quite a bit. He pushes his players so good on social media. We do the Georgia Elite Classic, and he will literally send 8 or 10 players every year, and they will pay for those players to play in that game to get their kids exposure. They do a tremendous job of putting eyes on that. Coach
Love to
do
see
a great
that.
job there.
Here is Barber now looking to throw.
He's got to run. There's no way.
Yeah, going to try to fire towards the sideline. Flying over there trying to make a play.
That was a 2-man route, and both guys were probably 40 yards down the field when he turned that up. That's why I was thinking he had to keep that ball. But
another Douglas freshman in on that, Demarion Parrott, the cornerback.
Man, that 8th grade class at Douglas must have been something
really,
serious.
Really something there. And you think about the work that Coach Napier has done. Obviously, an impressive collection of, college prospects on this, roster. For LaGrange. Carson Shattuck, an offensive lineman. He's got offers from Arkansas State and Liberty. Noah Outland, a guy whose name we've called a pretty good bit, as
man, I tell you,
delay of games going to back up the Grangers there.
They are the big word discombobulated right now. That's the best way to describe that for me with LaGrange.
Outland's also got offers from App State and Liberty. Malachi Fannin, a guy that we've been watching at the running back spot all day long. He's got a number of Division I offers there as well. And I think Fannon's shown himself pretty well against a tough defensive front for Douglas today.
Look at his blitz.
Pressure coming. Barber going to go down. Khalil Curtis is there to bring him home. Curtis got the stop on 4th down earlier. He gets the sack right there. He adds to his total for the day.
Yes.
Third down long, ball at the 45.
So now I'll bring up 4th and very long. And if you're LaGrange, you probably have no choice here but try to make something happen. Barber going to turn and throw. That's a pass caught. And going to eventually be a turnover on downs. Calvin Snowberger tried to get what he could get on that, but just not a lot of room. Actually, it's 4th down coming up here now. With LaGrange trailing 18-3. Okay, so at the conclusion of this play, on the reception by Snowberger, they're going to say was illegally hit and a targeting call there. So you're going to give LaGrange a 1st down here
goodness.
After the targeting call.
Penalty against Douglas for targeting.
It was a big hit.
4th down, about 4, ball on the Douglas 47.
Now, keep this in mind in high school football here. That's only a distance penalty.
Yes.
So it's still 4th down, not automatic here. Still a 4th down for LaGrange. 4th and 2 coming up here.
Timeout, LaGrange.
LaGrange going to take another timeout. So things have gotten a little sloppy here late. Yeah, high school the same way on the pass interference penalty too,
Yes.
whereas in college that's an automatic 1st down.
Yep.
High school that's just a distance penalty. It can be a little confusing. And when we come back to action here, obviously a very makeable 4th down with 6:40 remaining. If LaGrange can get that fresh set, then they obviously give themselves the football. Don't forget, when we're done, we'll have post-game coverage from our good friend Kaylee Manziel and all the cast and crew from our friends at Score Atlanta.
We still got a really good
and
football
a terrific football game comes up in our nightcap as North Atlanta
really
gets
good
ready
football.
to take on Kell.
Two really good coaches, Coach Jamie All at North Atlanta, Coach May here at Kell. Interested in seeing Coach May's shoe game. He brings it now. See what he got tonight.
All right, 4th and 2 now. On the sweep, there comes Fannin. Fannin shakes free in the backfield. He's going to get 1st down yardage.
Good job there just to extend that play. They had him, and he showed the speed on the edge to turn up against Douglas, and that's what you want to see.
We're seeing some creativity in terms of how Fannin's being used right now. In the passing game on the previous drive.
Get him in motion. Get him going.
6.5 minutes to go, 4th quarter of play. Barber from the shotgun. Going to hand the ball again. This time it's Peyton Davis, our first time to see the freshman carrying the ball today.
I tell you, he really wants to have that play. That is a teaching play there because he's reading that defensive end. He squeezes down. He's supposed to keep that ball. He gives it off. But he had some space there, and that's one thing to Coach Napier. Obviously, a quarterback guy in nature, he will use that play as a teaching point.
In motion goes Julian Jones. Barber rolling right. Had a guy open, but pressure prevented Barber from being able to see, and there to get another sack, and Draco Griggs in to bring that one home. And Douglas, who's been so active defensively tonight, comes up big at the exact right time, making it 3rd and long again.
Boy, they had a guy running right down the seam wide open. He was unable to set his feet to throw that, but they had 10 in motion. Looked like a busted coverage against Douglas because he was running up the seam, and by the time he saw it, it was too late.
And it's one of those things where, what was the old line that was it Sam Darnold said about seeing ghosts? You know, when you've been seeing pressure all day long, you're seeing ghosts all over the place.
It's different until you stand in that pocket with that helmet on.
Exactly right. All right, so big 3rd down coming up. LaGrange desperate for something to happen. Douglas looks great. We'll be right back after this.
Nobody wants to hear the word roaches because who wants to admit they have roaches?
I actually found some weird roaches. I didn't know what they were. I decided to choose Breda. I reached out to them. They check in routinely. They're explaining what they're doing. So there's a lot of clarity in the process as well. I think that just speaks to the level of safety that I feel with the organization.
The facts are, roaches are everywhere in our environment. So what are you doing to keep them out of your home?
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
We are back. Long 3rd down coming for LaGrange. Maybe getting desperate here. 5:25 4th quarter. Pass complete to Fannin. Fannin looking for a block. Gets it, spins 35-yard line. It's going to be 4th down, but 4th down a lot more manageable now. So we saw LaGrange get to 4th and short on its previous drive, and the 4th down pass attempt was incomplete. Now they get another opportunity here. We go under 5 minutes, but LaGrange still holding on.
And this is something they're going to build. They're going to look at the tape. Didn't quit no matter what this last 4 minutes does. They have shown some fight in the second half.
Keep in mind, a touchdown could make it a one-possession game. Barber.
I'm telling you, they have not blocked 90. 90's going to sleep well tonight, but he is an absolute problem interior for Douglas. And he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, the only thing they could do on 4th down there was trying to get Barber free, and ultimately that's not going to happen.
How good are both these teams going to sleep tonight?
Oh, you better believe that.
Not going to be any problems getting online tonight gaming. These kids are going to get some hydration and go to sleep.
Rare to have the two teams from the same classification playing in a game like this. Oftentimes, and we'll see this tomorrow night when West Forsyth takes on Prince Avenue Christian. That's an extreme example, but we see this where it's teams from different classifications playing against each other. These are two teams that could very well meet again in the postseason. And unfortunately, you see Dylan Barber being helped off the field there after that carry on 4th down. You hate to see that.
You don't see that, especially this late in the game.
So now for Douglas back with the football again and a chance to perhaps go on the drive that puts this game on ice.
The clock's not running. The play clock's running, but.
So Wilson will take the snap. He'll hand to Watkins. Watkins barrels ahead, crosses the 40-yard line, gets up near the 42. Pick up about 7 or 8 for him there. And what a story that Stanley Pritchett is becoming here at Douglas. A coach with an extraordinary NFL pedigree, drafted by the Miami Dolphins, played for the Eagles, played for the Bears, also played here in Atlanta for the Falcons. This is a guy who, prior to being at Douglas, was head coach at Arabia Mountain, but he's a graduate there of Frederick Douglass High School. Family, longtime connection to the academic world in Atlanta.
It means something to him.
Yeah,
it means something.
You better believe he loves being there as a part of his alma mater, and really a tremendous transformation of this program. You watch the build as Watkins gets another carry. You know, losing seasons in his first 2 years in the job. Last year, 6-5. They made the playoffs 2 years ago. And you got the impression that this may be one of those teams in a brand new 3A classification that could take a much larger step in that direction here this year.
Going through social media a little bit during the commercial break, one of the replies to Douglas was, "I didn't know they were rolling like this."
Yeah, exactly. What's the Shaq?
I can assure you.
The Shaq meme, I wasn't familiar with your game. There are a lot of folks tonight who may be having to say that about Douglas.
The people on Douglas' schedule is taking a hard look going, oh, boy.
And, you know, speaking of the new classification, things like that, how interesting is that going to be for you as you see another nice carry there for Barner this time? That's Janarius Barner, though the other freshman Barner, who gets into Granger territory there. And, boy, it's looking good for Douglas here right now. But how excited are you about these new classifications, I would say more competitive, in some cases deeper regions?
Hey.
How interested are you in all of that?
I tell you, man, 5A and 6A, you give me on paper, I don't care what mix, you give me the 5 top teams from 6A and take the 5 top teams from 5A, and there's no difference.
Amazing.
I love that.
Amazing to think that the 7A state champion from a year ago kind of dropping down in the case of Milton.
Yeah. How about that region?
Along with Roswell and Gainesville. If ball comes loose, Barner able to fall back on it. We saw a fumble from Douglas on its previous possession that gave, fresh life to LaGrange. This time, Barner able to hold on to it. And if you're Stanley Pritchard, you're like, please, let's don't do that.
Yep. I don't want to do that right now, but you start looking at things. Start looking at things right here for LaGrange. You got Cockrell down. The quarterback just got carried off the field that last possession. And your top player, offer-wise, didn't suit up tonight. So I believe they play Early County, second game.
Nice hit in the backfield by Kendricus Williams, the senior, still playing hard all the way to the very end. And as we said, we saw Kell last year, kind of get, obviously Bryce Cleveland, the quarterback, battled a little bit of an injury in that game against Parkview. But, Parkview, kind of worked Kell a little bit last year in week 1.
After the second quarter, yes.
And Kell, as we assumed they would, bounced back in a big way, went on to win a region title.
Got upset by Cass. They got a hot Cass team in the playoffs. Remember Kyle Vaca make that play last year?
Exactly right.
Jalen Crawford and Mike Matthews.
Exactly right.
Sent this place into a frenzy early.
Exactly right. Yeah, no, that was a very exciting start to that game, but injuries became a factor there. Another Wildcat carry. The other Barner getting a chance to tote at that time. That's Casey Barner. And now we're going under 30 seconds of the game. So stick around. Immediately after we're done, we'll catch up on the field with Stanley Pritchett, the victorious Douglas coach. And, of course, stay with us throughout the night because we got North Atlanta and Kell coming up after that. And that's going to be an outstanding game, a part of really an amazing stretch of 2 games today, 2 games on Thursday, a couple of games on Friday, 4 games on Saturday. Just an amazing run. 10 games in total for our Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. But the first one, not just for our event, not just for the state, but the entire country, the earliest kickoff of the 2024 season, it's going to be won by Douglas, representing the city of Atlanta here tonight at Kell High School, getting a win over LaGrange. Perhaps surprising some in the process, perhaps pulling what will be described as an upset. 2 teams both ranked in the top 10 of the 3A classification, but it was the Grangers sporting the higher ranking and the better record from a year ago. But tonight it belongs to the Astros. What an amazing thing to see as Douglas comes in and gets this win. Rusty, what an impressive performance tonight for Douglas.
Yeah, I'll tell you 2 things I want to say. LaGrange banged up. Physically took to him tonight. Interior, I think Coach Napier will do that. But I'll say this about Coach Pritchett, 22 seniors and a lot of playmakers and a lot of young kids, these 2 freshman running backs, freshman DBs. On both sides of the ball, Douglas is going to be a problem.
You see some tremendous sportsmanship there as both these teams go through the handshake. And, you know, oftentimes you have a situation where the teams that play, they know each other. They maybe grew up playing youth league together. In the case of Douglas and LaGrange, you perhaps assume that's less true, given LaGrange's position in the west part of the state. Douglas right here in the city of Atlanta, perhaps many of these players seeing each other, meeting each other for the very first time, and yet still a tremendous degree of sportsmanship coming from this.
Yeah, both coaches. I mean, I saw them before the game talk. Coach Napier, Coach Pritchett, a lot of respect between these two programs. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think they'll rematch next year.
Yeah.
I believe that, so they'll get a chance to play. And next year it'll be the other side. Douglas will be losing 22 seniors. And LaGrange will be bringing a lot of guys back. But congratulations to Douglas, man. Really made a statement tonight. I was very, very impressed with this football team. And like my man said on Twitter, X, whatever it is now, I didn't know Douglas was rolling like this, but we do now.
And, of course, people recognize Matt Napier's last name, the brother of Billy Napier, but in the state of Georgia, probably more known for that Napier coaching legacy going back to
his father, yes, Napier up in Murray County.
Great work there in Murray County, obviously passing away from ALS back in 2017, but really one of the most beloved figures.
Oh, my goodness.
Around the state of Georgia. Anybody who from Chatsworth, that area up there, will tell you about just how impactful he was, and that Napier legacy obviously lives on for reasons that have nothing to do with his son Billy coaching the SEC.
I'll tell you this, all three of those are class individuals. I've known Billy for a long time. I've known Matt for a long time. Kind of knew their dad toward the end there, getting into the business. First-class family, first-class individuals.
So we'll catch up with Stanley Pritchett here coming up in just a moment. Speaking of a first-class individual, got a chance to speak to him briefly before the game here today. That's a guy that just beaming with pride with what's being built by him and, of course, the staff around him there at Frederick Douglass High School in Atlanta. It is a remarkable thing to be able to see.
What an opener, man. What a statement by Douglas. Top 10 matchup.
And, of course, as you kind of have happened here, it's almost like a basketball type situation where you still got both the football teams from the previous game still on the field having their meeting. But at the center of the field, North Atlanta is going to run out here and get ready to get their warm-up started. But for now, it's all about Stanley Pritchett and Douglas, winners in game one. Let's hear from Coach Pritchett here right now. He's standing by.
Welcome to the post-game head coach's interview presented by Zaxby's. I'm with the head coach, Stanley Pritchett. So, Coach, a really great defensive performance. I want to talk about that. Only 3 points allowed in this game. How was his defense able to limit that offense?
Man, our defense just played lights out, man. They had a tremendous offseason in the weight room. We got stronger, we got bigger, faster, stronger. And they just had an outstanding performance tonight, and I'm just proud of all the defensive coaches and the players.
How excited are you for these seniors? 27 seniors in this class, and they really set a statement today. Talk a little bit about that. How excited you are for them?
Like I told them earlier in the pregame interview, our seniors have been through a lot. We were 1-9 our first year, and we just building each year. We want to continue to get better, take it one week at a time. We're just looking forward to the next week.
Final question for you, Coach. Talk about the performance of your young guys, Casey Barner, obviously your other Barner. Talk about those being able to step up big tonight.
Man, those guys play outstanding, man. Casey, man, he's always telling me, call him Superman, so we call him Superman. But Janoris, he did an outstanding job, man, running the ball for us, and the future is bright for the Astros.
Yes, sir. On behalf of Zaxby's, we want to present you with this. Now we're going to bring in the Robbie Hunter MVP Award presented by Georgia Construction Careers. All right. So we're with Elijah Hunter here. I want to ask you, on that play, what's going through your head right before the half, the comeback route? You read it perfectly and intercept the ball. Talk about that play.
I was just in the right spot at the right time. At practice, we run that play over and over again. We watch a film. We just kept running that play over and over. And I seen and I jumped it. And then I didn't.
Now, to have a performance like this, is anything special you did right before the game, any pregame ritual? What kind of got you in the mode tonight?
Really, in school, I got an offer today. So it boosted my confidence. So I was ready to come out here and ball, and that's what I came out here and did.
Where'd you get the offer from?
Georgia Southern.
That's exciting news. And final question for you before we let you get out of here. What do you think this team can accomplish this upcoming season?
We're looking at 15-0. This offseason, we've been working hard. Like, since the first day of the summer, we've just been talking about going defeated, going to state, and I believe that's what we're going to do.
100%. That's all the time we got, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the post-game report. We're going to pass it to break.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken experts since 1990. Taco experts since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're gonna do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
For a healthier future together, look to North